We all good?
We're live, ready to go?
Yep. Alright, welcome back here to American Football ACT action at Greenway over in Tuggeranong. We have the Stars against the Centurions. I'm Manjot Melly, and joining me as always is Matty Connors. We've got the coin toss. Both teams lined up. Got for the Stars, number 23 in green hair today as well, George Dodden. Number 20, Tyreek Lee. Number 70, Nick Nelson. Number 51, Adrian Valadez. And for the Centurions, you have Bo Kennett, Jackson Nelms, Geelong Mundine, and Lane Woods. I could tell that by face, Matty C.
I reckon we've got Jamal Batchelor out there, not Geelong, because Geelong's not dressed today.
Yes.
There you go. We got it. Between you and I, we got these every week.
You've got it. But Matty C, it's a big game today, and when there's a big game, you know there's a big game player that wants to return for the Centurions.
Oh my gosh.
James Micallef, and he is back today. You know, Matty C, we love calling him. Like this is our fourth season watching him play football, and man, like it's just a great sight to see him back in the league.
Yeah, it really is. He's an exciting player. We've called weekends here where he's had a couple of receiving touchdowns, a couple of return touchdowns. He does it so many ways. Those who haven't
last year.
And for those who haven't come by in recent times when he hasn't been here, he's only been off representing our country in flag football, and they won a gold medal last week at the Oceania Asia Championship. So he's a super valuable contributor to football in this country.
And yes, Matty, see, this is a big game for the Centurions, really. You feel like after last game's big win 2 weeks ago against the Wolves, they did have a great performance in that game. Can they back it up? That's the question.
Well, we talked to Matt Luo, who's the head coach for the Centurions, and I mean, firstly, they're undefeated, and that's nothing to sneeze at 6 weeks into the season, given the level of competition we've got, where the team who is their big rival went the whole year last year, losing once by a point in week one. They turned up, they didn't lose them in the first week, they had the draw, and then they turned up last week knowing it was all to play for, right? And that someone was leaving that game with their first loss of the season, and their defense was exceptional. They managed to keep the Wolves out of the red zone on 3 of the 4 red zone drives. They kept them out of the end zone. And then their offense goes and threw up 3 touchdowns of their own, and just looked like, business as usual doing it. What's going to be interesting this week is about how their offense looks now that they've got James Micallef back, and he's going to be playing in a wide receiver role. Last couple of years he's been doing all sorts of different stuff. He was quarterback all of last year, the year before that in wide receiver and returning. So it'll just be interesting to see where that goes. They don't have him out returning from the outset. They've got young Jermaine Stewart back there to take this kickoff. But here we go. This is to keep the undefeated streak, and they're in that position where they have to win today to stay top because the Wolves have already won.
Well, the Stars as well, Matty C. Let's not count them out. They gave the Centurions a real scare last time they played. So it's not out of the question for the Stars to be able to do this. They only had 15 that day as well. So with more numbers today, they've pretty much got enough for 2 teams, you could say. Let's see how they go. Here is Dodden with the first kickoff. He's going to kick that, and it's going to sit out. Just rolls out there at the 13
by a yard too. It is stopped, no one's touched it, and it's a yard wide.
Slowing down, Matty. See, I thought it would be stuck somewhere around that sideline. Thought it would just stick for him, but looks like it's just taking a little Centurions bounce, you could say, and go out of bounds.
Well, what they're doing is they're going to accept the yardage.
So
and away we go.
At the 35, and here's the Centurions offense, Matty C. Very interesting. We got into a good discussion, I think, with Coach Matt Luke. Probably our best discussion with him all year, really. And he did tell us a lot about his offense and like what he wants to run and that sort of thing, and a lot of opportunities with an Australian national team player like Micallef open up today. They're going to re-kick this one. So, let's restart the game, man.
I did see there was a flag on the far side. Our far line judge for this game is Doug Gooding, and I'd seen he had a flag out that looked unrelated to the ball going out. So sort of wondering what was going to happen there. Going to re-kick it. Mate, we got some great insight from Matt Lure. He's he's clearly got the benefit of having this wonderful contributor back in his offense, and that the club was in a great position to be able to allow James to go and want to go and fulfill these things, but also keep a space for him. But what he's saying is it gives him a freedom to use formations in a way that can just give the opponent something else to think about, especially since they've got a second gold helmet out there to think about too. It's just kind of layering upon layering. So we expect them to use James quite a bit today from the outset. We're also going to see James Majali, their great running back. He's going to be the lead for the first half at least running the ball. And we're going to see how he travels. It's quite hot out there today.
And let's kick this one off again, and Stewart takes it this time, well inside the field this time, and he is going to get it out to the 38. So after all that, with the penalty considered, they probably got 3 more yards there, Matty C.
Probably, and Stewart with a nice 22-yard return there, taking it from his 16 out to the 38. Nice place to start your first drive too. You don't mind starting the first drive with plenty of green behind you and a little bit less in front of you. They're going to come out and you can see straight away 2 gold helmets at the bottom of the screen. Henneke, who's had a great season so far, some really long touchdowns, some really dominant days. And don't know if you know this guy, James McCullough, only the league MVP last year.
And here it is, first down coming up, 10 yards to go, ball at the 38. Kennett awaits the snap. Handoff, Mujali getting a good stop there from the Stars. What a play. I think that's Son coming off the edge, Matty C. He had a great run off the edge. Maskell Knight as well, and Valadez.
Yeah, and check it out. You see as well the pressure that Thomas Grant creates in the middle. He took 2 bodies, and it's great to see him. It's his first game back since we saw him hurt in the first half of the opening game of the season. It's terrific to have him back, and he takes so much of that heat that it just allows other players to make the statistical play, but he can draw some of that back to the pressure of Thomas Grant playing at that middle linebacker role.
After the loss of 1, it'll bring up 2nd and 11. You have Mikulic in the slot and Henneke at the bottom of the screen. Handoff goes to Mujali. Does he get that yard back? Yes, he does. But another great tackle up there, Matty C. 3rd and 10. It's a good spot, though. If you're the Stars, to have a great start. And that's, again, Matty C. Just a great defensive start from Son.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's kind of been a little bit of an unsung hero in this team, in that he's a rookie, he's new. Part of we saw Tyreek Lee last year was the sole player of Chinese descent in the side who's over here as a student. Yes. He went into the Chinese community and recruited 3 other guys. Yeah. And it's terrific to see the impact that they're having. We've seen Son make plenty of plays over time, but look at how much he's grown into this game. This is one of the best teams in the comp, and he's impacted the first 2 plays directly.
Yes, that's Guan Yu's son, by the way. And that's 3rd down, and that is going to be caught and stopped. Maskell Knight gets the tackle in the end.
And his helmet's off. He's not happy about it either. He's like, where's my flag?
4th down coming up. And, yeah, I think even Maskell Knight and Coach Marshall, very animated, 4th down and 6. But, yeah, that was an interesting end of the play, Matty C.
Yeah, it was, and you could hear down where we are, we're very close to the home sideline, and that voice you can hear saying his helmet doesn't come off by himself. That is Matt Marshall, who was the coach for the UC Stars, and clearly he and the player himself, Maskell Knight, sort of a bit confused as to how that helmet comes off. If
there's a fake, and going for it all, and getting it! Wow, what a play by the number 88 there, Matty C. We have to get his number.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great run. That's a 4th down and 7, and here we go. Straight around the edge, he goes and picks up 13 yards.
Yes, I believe that's one of their junior players as well, Matty C. Getting that 1st down there. And wow, 1st and 10, Matty C. After all of that. On
17 yards.
Yes, they get 17 on 4th and 6. And wow, I think Coach Marshall just upset with the discipline there of his team. Here it is. So at the top of the screen, got Mikulic in the slot there. He moves in motion. He moves into the backfield. Fake, and here goes Mikulic. 1 man to beat and gunning there. And down the left side, his first carry of the game on that pitch will result in 1st down yardage.
Wow, just on. Yeah. I didn't think he'd done enough, but he's getting marked.
1 yard.
Short. So there you go. Yeah, I didn't think he'd done enough. But nice to see him straight away shake and bake and doing what we used to call the Elliot Higgins motion, because that was the first player we saw do it with any regularity for this Centurions team, is come in, do that motion where you come in front of the quarterback and then you pivot and go around the back of him, and it just gives the defense something to watch. And we've seen them over time use all three options. That they keep it, or they turn it and give it to the first back, or they do that pitch that we just saw there and give it to the third back.
2nd down and a yard to go. Centurions. Kennett lines up 5 yards back from the center. He's going to fall down. Ball's tipped. And Williams does get it on the bounce, but it's an incomplete pass, as it was a forward motion there.
Well, and he'd thrown it, and it was Grant tipped the thrown ball at the point it was getting let go. It was definitely never in the conversation for a fumble, but good heads-up play, too, by Williams to continue to run on that ball, because if you get on the full, it doesn't matter whether it's a forward motion or not, because then it could be counted as an intercept. But you always go and chase that ball and wait for a whistle, because if you don't hear a whistle, you just keep running.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 1, Matty C. Wow. So these short yardage situations I always like to talk about. Did they catch him? Jumping, going deep. Henneke! Oh, he caught it! Touchdown! Centurions! On the free play, he got free of Natsuma and he caught it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Wow, Matty C, wow.
And as a receiver, that is the dream, right? You got the free play, you know that there's hand fighting, and if, you can get away with anything there almost, because you know that the defender is getting away with it, and there's been no fight, you know you can continue to wrestle, and then you just got to put yourself in the position to catch the ball. It looked like that Sama had done enough to get enough on the ball to make that incomplete, and it just lands in a way where Henneke can stay with it, gets the catch, completes it going over the in-goal into the end zone, and that is a 6-0 lead on a 36-yard pass to James Henneke.
So here is Zadrunka. Henneke getting the hold. The kick is good. Brings up to 7-0 here, Maxie.
Yeah, and a nice way to finish the 62-yard drive in the end, most of it coming from that last play, but also they've done a couple of nice things with the 17-yard run on 4th down when they should have been given that ball back to the Stars. That can be very deflating for your defense too, to think you're coming off the field, now you're staying on, and it can break the concentration a bit, and then you see the next two plays for a 9-yard run, and then that bomb play there. So we see Kennett off to a good start. He's got 2 of 3 for 38 yards and that touchdown. There's also something we were talking to him about with Matt Lure before. I said to him, look, I sort of thought Kennett may have had a bit of a rough one in that game against the Wolves 2 weeks ago. And he goes, look, the numbers probably say that, but when I watched it back, I actually think he's playing far better than his numbers say, so just don't let the numbers blind you, Matty. And you jumped in on that, and I thought, actually, you're probably both right.
It was a good debate, I think, between, myself, you, and Matt Lure as well. It was a good discussion we had. I think that's like 3 great football minds, you could say, but his one's obviously better than ours.
2 and then me.
Yeah. Well, we went I thought I was a bit harsh on you going 2-on-1 against you, Matty C, in that discussion, but I have to stick up for my guy Bo there. He had a good game.
Yeah, he really did. So
he's thrown up a good one here today, as here's Hardy with a take from about the 5. He's got to get past a few, and there's Mikuliv in there, and you also had the covering defender, Lockie Clark, as well.
Yeah, and it was a really nice job too. So Lockie Clark makes him turn back infield, and it's just, McCullough's there. He's going to make the play. All up, it's around about a 10-yard gain. He collects that ball from just around his 5. He gets it out just past his 15. So this is not going to be the easiest starting position for the UC Stars. But just kind of like the Gladiators in the earlier game, I just want to see them put together a good drive, not be bothered about the early conceding of a touchdown, and just go out there and your offense hasn't been on the field at all. They don't know what you're capable of. Go and stick it to them.
So let's see what they can do. Ball at the 16 here. 1st and 10. See what they can do. Dodden awaits the snap. Handoff to Williams. Here he is again. Oh, Williams with some space, and he gets that 1st down.
Wow.
To the 30. What a run from Brent Williams, Matty C. Centurions used to him as well. He did play for the Centurions 1 year. I think in 2023, Matty C, before he joined the Stars, he had a year with them. Handoff again to him, and he's going to get a couple yards, but Matty C, as I was saying, that familiarity, is one thing, but bringing him down is another.
Yeah, it's an entirely different thing. He's been around the league for quite some time, played for pretty much any team that's ever had a jersey as well. He's seen a lot, and he knows how to beat your arm tackles. He got through and just sat Donny Saunders down on the very first play, and then the second one he actually got through an arm tackle on Jamal Batchelor before the second level had to get him. So it just kind of shows if he gets a head of steam up, even great players like that are going to have a tough time getting him down.
2 carries for 18 yards so far for Williams. And they're gonna pitch it to him again. Saunders almost broke that up. Batchelor gets the tackle, and that's a good play there defensively. Hannah Dunder-Smith as well in there, Matty. So it's 3rd down coming up.
Yeah.
And about 5.
And you can see Batchelor trying to get that ball out once they knew they were stood up and he was going to start falling to try and pull that ball out before Williams' shoulder or backside hit the ground to call the play off. And this is what we've seen them do this a lot. We've seen Ben Wells probably been the most the greatest exponent of trying to rip a ball out from a play that's still live, but it's something that they are well coached about. And we talked to John, the defensive coach over at the Centurions, and you talked to him in the preseason about this focus of, if the ball is live, own it.
So 3rd and 5. Dodden awaits the snap. And they're going to move. Gunning in motion. Handoff again. Williams gets cut down. Great tackle down low. Will Clode, Matty C. That's a veteran tackle right there.
That is.
4th and 2.
That is, and what I like here is they're not putting Dodden under any pressure. He hasn't thrown a pass attempt yet. Haven't had to, right? It's the ball. They've been moving the ball quite well on the ground. They've got almost 20 yards. They only got 2 yards to get, and the averages show they can probably get it.
And they'll go for it. And Williams gets there. He dives over the 40-yard line. That's a 1st down. Move them chains.
Yeah, there you go. And he can continue to do this as long as Brent Williams has a bit of air in the lungs and continues to have a bit of go in the legs. He's wearing that famous number 80 of mine, mate. And I said to him my first week we saw him, mate, you can't disrespect the number, right? Because, it's got some legacy from this guy over here. He goes, mate, I'll make sure I don't embarrass you. Look at him go. He's playing better than I ever did.
1st and 10 coming up from the 41. As he's Dodden away in the snap. Williams stays in. He's looking to draw them out offsides. Go quick for a good first pass, Matty C, to Reese Neves.
Yeah, and it's good to see Reese Neves back out there. He had 6 catches plus a whole bunch of yardage last time we saw him, 115 yards. And look at him go. They're just going to try and use the big size of this team against them by getting back to the line.
And they're going to go around. Batchelor flips the ball out. Oh, great play by the lineman, Grant Clark, to dive on that, Matty C, to prevent the turnover. It'll be 3rd and long. And boy, Matty C, what a play from the Stars.
Yeah, and that was just a heads-up play by Clark to jump on that because he wasn't trying to flip the ball out. That was just good contact on the defensive tackle, and the ball just squirts out, and they go and lose 7 yards on the play, and that changes what would have otherwise been a really nice, comfortable 3rd. And if it's an incomplete pass or no yardage, you still got 6 or 7 to get. Not a drama, but gee, it's different when you're in 3rd and 14.
Looks like Flynn in the backfield this time, or McInnes actually in the backfield. Flynn at tight end. Quick one. Here goes Gunning, and Gunning getting back to the line of scrimmage on the last play, so it'll be about 4th and 5, Matty C. After
yeah, and lovely. And look at him go. This I really, really love that they're doing this. Get 2 plays in there and get up to the line.
Here's Dodden. They're going to go for it all day. He's going to kick it this time, though. He has a good boot. Let's see how far this goes. Let's see if it sits up. Oh, it stopped! In the end zone, on the line, Matty C. That was almost a dream punt, but wow. That was unfortunate for Dodden. He's had 2 unfortunate bounces today, Matty C. We had the opening kickoff where it felt like it could have set up for him, but it went about a yard out of bounds, we said, and yeah, this one just a yard in the end zone. Wow.
Yeah, unbelievable. And I mean, what I like about that too is that that kick. It's only 2 inches probably is the difference, right? That thing, a point of the ball bounced on the line, and it must have only caught the tiniest bit of the line. Thankfully, it was just right in front of that judge. But yeah, unbelievable. Just how close he's been on 2 kicks.
Here it is, 1st down and 10. Handoff. Mujali gets stopped great play by Sandy Maskell Knight again, Matty C.
We're going to give him 2 yards on that carry, and he's found it hard out there. His first rush goes for, well, practically nothing. He barely gets that yardage back as well on the next play, and then he has this one for about 2 yards. It's been tough going, but I like the stoicness of this Stars defensive line. That right side, we've got guys like Maskell Knight, and you can see 67's Ethan Allen out there as well. They're nice and tough and stout out there, and I like that they're causing some trouble.
2nd and 8 coming up here for the Centurions. With Mojali in the backfield, 2 receivers either side. Back to throw Kennett. Quick one here. Oh, it hits Jewett in the hands. And boy, just got it there, Matty C. It's going to be 3rd down and maybe a loss of 1 as well.
Yeah, it's a young 88 who just ran off 88. With that punt. We'll collect his number a bit later on, but the intent is the same as you often see. That one where you take 1 step down the field, you put your heel in the dirt, turn and come back for the pass, and then in that time, the other receiver on your side gets up and tries to give someone a bit of a bump out of the way, give you a bit of leverage, and he just pops out of his hands at the time Maskell Knight was arriving. I thought for a second, that might just land on Maskell Knight's lap. It almost did.
Yeah, 3rd and 8, and they've only got 1 deep safety from what I can see as well for the Stars. Let's see if they take the shot here, the Centurions. Here's Kennett. Rolls right. Looking. There's McCollum. Oh! Uncharacteristic, Matty C. It hits him in the hands, and he dropped it.
Yeah, do you know, receiver isn't really his strength. I'm sure. Wow. I was wondering if you were going to let me get away with that. You're not.
Wow. I think Matty, he'd play a lot of defense in the flag comp. So.
Yeah. Well, he batted that one down beautifully.
Good.
I'm going to give him plenty. He's it's different once you're out here in the helmet as well after playing all that time in a singlet and playing in the flag. It's so different when you're on the full width field and playing in the helmet and the pads as well. So it might just take a moment of adjustment. We're going to see this drive come to an end, and this time
he's not
the kick is on.
A good rolling punt. Hard one for Hardy. He takes it on the bounce though. He's got Clark chasing him all the way, but he gets past Clark. He doesn't get past the roving defense there. And that's a good cover tackle, Matty C.
Yeah, and that punt return from Hardy is around about 18 yards. It's nice he gets it just sort of over the other side of halfway. We're going to give him 18, and that's nice. It starts them for the first time today on the plus side halfway as they start on the 47-yard line going in.
Yep.
Very, very happy about that. I would be.
Yeah, that first drive as well, Matty C. They got a first down and 4th and 2 in their own territory. You know they love going for it. They had a punt there that was real unlucky as well, you could say. But here, Matty C, good field position. They've done a good job. Let's see if they can capitalize and get some sort of scoring going.
The running's been good, and then Dutton's been 2 for 2. So, you know, they're keeping things within his skill set. Even though they've got Thomas Grant back, they haven't felt pressure to put him back in as the quarterback. As the Centurions are going to take their first time out. Just kind of not liking the look of what they see there. But, mate, Dutton, it wasn't what he signed up to do at the start of the year. I got to talk to him in pre-season, and during their camp, he said, look, his role in that club, he'll do whatever the club needs. Yes. He knows that the club is going to support him, and he's so useful in so many ways. We saw him do so many things for them last year, and he won their club player of the year. It's not what he was expecting to do, but he has grown into this role, hasn't he?
He has, and I think as well, probably the best addition they've made to this offense in recent weeks is Reece Neves. I think he's really opened up a lot for that offense, and we saw in the last couple of games, Dunnan's been able to push the ball downfield. So watch out for number 11 down the Stars, Reece Neves today, I reckon.
Yeah, and I think they're going to need him today, like they did last week. He threw up 6'4", 115, and he's a two-sport guy, so he comes back to our sport from his other sport. I'm fairly sure he's in basketball when he's not playing here, and you can see that concentration and being able to catch the ball in the hands is so important. He really brings a dimension they don't otherwise have. Even the guys like Clayton Gunning and Lachlan Hardy have been fantastic. And
here's Neves in motion on cue, handoff. Good one there, and they're going to run it through with the big guy. There's McInnes. Good run there, Matty C.
His first touch for the day is going to get him almost a first down, and I reckon they'll give him 9 for that. I would. What I like about it too is that he got plenty of space to get his speed up, and he is tough to bring down. It really only thing that slowed him down is that he ran into a pile.
So 2nd and 1. Here he is in motion again, Neves, and he gets the carry this time, and he's got the edge, he's got the first down, gets pulled by the collar, ball comes out, and running down the sideline, Donnie Saunders, all the way, touchdown, Centurions! kicks. Unbelievable play from Donny Saunders, Matty C.
Wow, that's going to be about a 58-yard return on that one. You could see that as Siemka got beaten in the tackle, there was a second player came in and just made contact, and that's when the ball came out, and Saunders was just Johnny on the spot, picked it up and looked up, and he had nothing but green in front of him. Daylight, and off he goes. Donny Saunders, wonderful play. And what was great about that is the defense had done a great job because they sent Tyler McShane off that far side. He chased the play around, and the Stars had left him unguarded to send an extra guy this side. So the play should have worked, but it's amazing when you see somebody do something that is a little extraordinary to completely flip the result of a play.
What a play from the Centurions defense. They've been locked down all season, and they're going to kick this with Zadrunka. Did he make it? No. Out. Left. It must have just got over the post, Matty C. That's how close that one was. It must have just been one of those where it's just a detail of the post. Because, I'm just watching a ref on the replay. You can see on the screen as well. We're just watching some replays. We're just rewinding the coverage there. And, we're just seeing the ref just look up at that post, Matty C, wondering if it went in or out.
Yeah, what was interesting about that too is that last week they put in the extensions on the post at both ends. This week they've got extensions on the post on the left end.
I did notice,
but not on the right end. And both times we've seen kicks that have missed to the left. They've been at this the southern end down here where they don't have the extended post in. So that it's gone clearly over the top of the upright. And I think this is what informs the decision from the umpire there. Well, that would have hit the post, so it's not in.
Yeah, I think if it's it depends on. There is a rule there. We'll find it, Matty C, I'm sure. But here's the Drunker. He's going to kick that one. And, here goes Gunning. And Gunning going to take this one from his goal line out to around about the 20. Gets taken out. Again, Mikuliv, Matty C, on the kickoff coverage.
Yeah, well, they use him for so many things, right? And he was doing those sorts of things in his life before he was out of this side while he was chasing the flag dream. So we've seen him do this in years gone by, even when he was starting quarterback chasing down kicks. You just got to use your best guys to do the best things they're best at. And this is why this team is undefeated on the top of the table, is because they've got depth of people that can do that. They rarely do anything that isn't exceptional.
So first and 10 coming up from the 20. It's amazing how great their receivers have been, Matty C. We'll talk about more when they're on offense. Timeout on the field. Looks like a referee's official timeout. Something's gone on here. Something seems to not. I think the chains have broken, Matty C. Just broken off by a link or two. So just go get the chain
repair kit out.
Yeah, wow. So I think with the goalpost as well, Matty C.
Chain Emery repair kit.
Yeah, with the goalpost, I think they did break a part of it last time. I don't know what happened. I think it just happened in the set down or the wind or something broke it. That's what I remember last time we were here. It did break. So that's the goalpost set that must have broken. So first and 10 coming up here. Handoff again. Williams gets met. A great tackle down low. Will Clode in there. He stands up well. And also in there, Hannah Dunder-Smith, Matty C.
So Williams, this is his 6th carry already, 25 yards on the ground. So he's got a good average, but a lot of that's from his first run where he piled up 13 yards. Since then, hasn't managed one longer than 4.
And this one going deep. Gunning, he got it! Oh my goodness, no, he's out of bounds. Incomplete.
He watched that ball in, just may have lost where his feet were on the sideline, and he's shaking his head because, as you know, for us here, man, Jot, and maybe everyone doesn't know on the coverage, it's different from the NFL. You only have to get your first foot in. You don't have to get both in, and the other thing, it's just about which foot is first. So if you get your inside foot in first, harder to do depending on where you're up to in your stride, and also harder to do because the markings aren't as wide here as they are in college and the NFL.
3rd and 8. Handoff. Here he is, Reese Neves. After that fumble. Oh my goodness, Saunders got him again.
Yep.
What a tackle from Donny Saunders.
And he's going to lose like 3 yards on that just because of the pursuit. And he was hoping to get around the edge, but Donny Saunders actually, not only did he not lose ground, he actually caught up ground and closed in on Neves. So Neves ends up losing yardage. We're at 4th and 11.
Gosh, I have to get them highlight tapes to them Australian coaches, I reckon, for Donny Saunders, Matty C. I told him if he starts playing better and better every week, I'd be making this call. All them Australian coaches watching, you gotta be watching Donny Saunders, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, and have a go at the guy already. He's been causing havoc on the defence, and he's picked up a fumble and run it all the way back. He's fast off the line here.
And the great boot of Maskell Knight there. He's gonna get it down to the 45, and it gets down. Well done. Good job by Gunning to get there. So, Matty C, they've done a good job, this Stars defense. They're asked to do a lot more now, with their offense having just conceded a fumble return touchdown and a 3 and out as well.
Yeah, and they've kind of had mixed fortunes, right? They had 28 yards on their first drive before they had to punt it away. They really had only just got started from a drive that was starting in positive territory. They were on the correct side of halfway, and the ball comes out, and they only moved the ball about 5 yards before that happens, and then they have a drive for -1 yard. So it's just, what started good is getting kind of ugly straight away. Haven't had a first down since that first drive, and you see the Centurions now, they're comfortably up. They're up by 13 points, and their offense has only put together the one drive they only needed to so far, and now advantage offense.
So Stars playing with one deep safety. This one's going to get flagged for false start, and we're going to go back 5 yards. Centurions false start there. We're going to march that back 5 yards.
Yeah, it's our number 88 again, who's just inserted himself in the play in different ways. That run from the punt with the pass to that side earlier, and now it's difficult as a young receiver too. False starting, something that we talk about quite a bit, because you see that in this level sometimes, and you just got to remember to, as the receiver, you're one of the few players on the field who's got the benefit of being able to see the ball move. You don't need to listen, you can just see it. The cadence is for other people, so you see this in the NFL and in high college as well. The receivers are watching the ball, they're not listening.
And here's Kennett looking deep ball. Oh, good coverage by Natsuma. He turned his head well. Henneke was trying to fight with him, but he did not even let Henneke get there. Gunning as well on Mikulev. They pushed him away from the ball, Matty C.
Yeah.
Well, very well done.
It was a really clever play too from Natsama, because once he had Henneke behind him and Henneke wasn't making a move back to the ball, he was allowed to continue to back out. He turned around, he was allowed to back out. It was a very clever play for a young corner.
2nd and 15 coming up here, Matty C.
One of my favourite things about watching the Centurions play too is, like, you see what the offensive line did there. They stood up, they look across the sideline, and you see all these gestures by the offensive coaches. I just love watching that.
So here, 2 receivers either side. The Stars going single high safety. We'll talk about that in a second as well, as Mikulev goes in motion. He's going around, and they're going to hand it off this time to Mujali. A great play, Mujali. Oh, great move there, but the Stars defense very disciplined in their tackle.
He's got the ball out. Caden's got the ball out.
They got the ball. Wow, Matty C, you are right. And they're going to call it 3rd down, Matty C. Wow. Coach Marshall is calling for it. They're going to discuss this one. Let's hold the horses. 3rd and 15 for the moment.
So this near line judge is going in, right? And I think he feels like the play was continuing and that the momentum hadn't been lost. And I think he's going to make a campaign to the judges in there to say, hey, well, I'm actually pretty sure this is a live fumble. And he's going to get told what happened in their consultation in the middle. We'll just see where this goes, because Clayton Gunning looked to have had the ball out before there were any whistles. And I feel like if they get the ball taken off them, this is probably a bit diabolical.
I see Henneke and Marshall chatting as well, but I think they're, of course, disagreeing if it's a fumble or not. And we're going to see which way we go, I think. Oh, wow. It's taking a while, Matty C.
Yeah, I'm just watching the white cap referee. He's going to be the one who's going to tell us what's going on. Now he's going over to talk to Coach Matt Law. They've got their arms up, saying, it's our ball, right? And you can see them over that far side. So, yeah, it's our ball. What are you talking about? I think they're going to be disappointed. I think that's going to be a fumble.
Let's see. Which way are we looking, Matty C? Which way do you think from up here? I thought it was a fumble. Honestly, I think it was. Look, it's going to be 3rd and 15 or 1st down from that spot. He gained nothing, but we'll see which way.
I'm waiting for the call here. Just when I was watching it live, I felt this was a fumble.
Yeah. Marshall's got to be a bit careful as well, I reckon. There was an unsportsmanlike against the Gladiators sideline last game.
Yeah.
Wow, we're replaying that down, Matty C.
Okay.
That's a tough one there for the officials because they whistled it dead early, but the offense recovered it as well, they said. So, yeah, wow, a lot going on there. 2nd and 15. Okay. We're back here, 2nd and 15. And look, single high safety again for the Stars. And the Centurions, fake, quick ball, incomplete, intended for Nelms. 3rd down coming up. So we're back to 3rd and 15, where probably should have been really, Matty C, kind of, you feel like if the fumble and everything counted before the whistle, or after the whistle happened, then it would have been 3rd and 15 anyway. So back here anyway.
Yeah, so it kind of feels like the continuation was also that Gunning had lost the ball too.
Yes.
I thought they were going to rule him down.
Yes.
But look, on that play we just saw too, Thomas Grant, 45. It's his first game back. He's been in everything. We haven't called his name so much yet, but he was the one who put the pressure on Bo Kennett there to force that pass to Nelms before he was ready. And here he is on this left end, hand in the dirt. I think he has just brought something else to their defensive offering.
And here's Kennett looking.
He gets a free run.
And here's McAuliffe. Oh, he fumbles it! Ball is out! And it is recovered. Boy, Matty C, it's 4th down and 8 now.
There we go.
Is that quarter as well? I think it is.
Yeah, I'd say it probably will have to be. We've gotten through, at the moment, we've had 7 total drives in that first quarter, which is, it's on the high end. But have a go at that. What an interesting first quarter. We've got 13 points on the board. We've got a long fumble recovery for a touchdown. We've got a longish pass, 36 yards, to James Henneke as the opening score of the game.
For the officials as well, because, as you know, I always like to say, if you go the first down with 45, you got to get to the other 45, so the chain crew doesn't have to move. It's only the down mark has to move like 6 yards. That's perfect for the officials.
Not bad, is it?
We love talking about that. That's like one of those quirks we started when we had Miles doing the live stream with us, Matty C. Yeah, Miles Newman there. Shout out to him as well for giving us our start. Of course, Matty C. It's 4th and 8.
I mean, live stream doing all sorts of great stuff too. We've been involved in local baseball and. We had a lot of fun working with Miles, and it's, of course, good with everything he's had to do with Australian, football here and officiating here.
Yeah.
He was an excellent resource to have as our rules analyst to just be able to turn around, and he'd tell us what we were looking at before we even knew sometimes.
Yeah, that's what.
A lot of love to Miles.
Yeah, that's what we're missing, I think, Matty C. On that last one, especially, it's like, yeah, what we would love to have like officials sightings as well. Look, Matty, sometime in this point of the game, we're going to get Sean Haig, I believe, as well from the Centurions. He's not playing today, but he wants to give us some more lineman love. We're hearing the feedback from across the league's linemen. They do not like us, Matty C. So they don't get enough love, and that is agreeable. Oh, that one got tipped.
Yeah, it has been signaled as tipped, so you got to make sure you touch it. You got to touch it. There we go. No, play was called dead. His knee was down and he was touching the ball.
Yes, Matty C.
But yeah, so
pushed him though.
And that's the experience of Valadez, because he's an American man. He's from he played high school football in Texas. Like he's really familiar with this the IFAF rules, because they largely lean on them in college as well. So like everyone else was keeping away from it. He was the one guy who knew he had to go and touch it.
And high school in Texas, Matty C. That's like
the NFL. That is the same as the NFL.
That's like if it was like Division 1 of high school, that's what you would say, like Division 1 college football. if you had high schools in Division,
it's like if the NFL was good.
Yeah. Exactly, Matty.
After the game we saw on Thursday Night Football yesterday, I'm not sure if the NFL's always that good. That was a tough watch.
I'm done. Bo Nix probably just made me like die in a fantasy league in the guillotine. My last guillotine.
You're gone. Sorry, mate. Sorry you lost your head. It's a 0.5. I mean, I still have longer than last year. It's all good. 1st and 10 coming up here from the 28. Enough about fantasy teams. Here's Dodden. Back to throw. Looking. Going deep for Neves again.
He's almost got it! And Siemka with the last man standing type of save, Matty C.
Looks like 33. Pretty sure that's Ben Wells.
Just have to watch the replay.
Yeah, they're definitely those two at the back here. They're just
they're just
so savvy, aren't they? Just so savvy, these two lads. Man, I like that they've got both of them playing on the same side too. It just makes it really difficult to do anything because Siemka's a savvy veteran. Ben Wells has played all sorts of different levels, New South Wales, and he's been all over the country playing. Mate, it's difficult to move the ball against these guys, and he had a legitimate shot. Neves did everything he could to get his hands on the ball, and you couldn't have asked Neves to do more than that.
Yeah, and Siemka with the last man standing save. Gunning, moves in motion, handoff goes to Williams, and Williams cuts through. Good work for 5 or so yards, Matty C.
Yeah, looks like they're going to give him a full 5, and I like that because he'd been a bit slower accumulating yards since he had that first one. And here we go, we've got the hurry-up offense. I like when they were doing that earlier.
And here's Dodden in a zone, looking, gunning! Oh, incomplete, 4th down, and there's Ben Wells in coverage, Matty C. As you're saying, it's hard when you have Siemka shadowing over the top as well.
Yeah, and you see what Wells does here really well is because that's a wheel route, it's up to the receiver to move past the corner. So the corner can lean into you, and that's the only thing that disrupts that play from coming off. Gunning had the speed, he just couldn't get the angle because Wells, savvy veteran, just leans on him a little bit, and you're allowed to do that, no dramas. It just balls harmlessly incomplete, a real veteran move, and got 4th down.
So 4th and 5.
Now they're bringing up their returner. Jermaine Stewart was back to return. They're going to bring him up because they're not shaped to punt whether they do or not.
Yeah, and Dodden did a quick kick. Oh, he faked it this time, and Williams is going to get there.
What a perfect play. What a perfect play. That's a 1st down.
Why is Dodden looking in disbelief that he could do that? Wow, Matty C. He's just looking in disbelief. He's like, Coach, can I really do that?
Just the fake drop to punt it, and then in comes Williams, takes it off. And what do they call that? I'm going to ask Matt Marshall for the name of that play call later.
Statue of Liberty punt, you could say, in that situation.
I'm going to ask him. I bet you they've got a special name for it.
Yeah, wow.
Photo frog or something, goodness knows. But there you go, 1st and 10 from the 40.
Here it is. Dodden and Williams been leading the way so far. Quick one, here's Neves again. Can he bounce back after a couple ones? Yeah, he's doing well there, Matty C. After a couple of tough plays, he's bounced back on that one for 4 yards.
Yeah, and a nice play. He got a lot of contact on the first player to arrive, put a good stiff arm right into the chest, and then turned upfield and falls forward. Gets benefit of about 3 yards on that one, so we're going to be in 2nd and 7. And he has had a couple of tough plays, but balls have been sort of led for him, and he hasn't been able to come down with it. But that one straight into the hands early, let him use his legs. We saw that be very successful in the Gladiators game earlier today, of giving the ball to the receiver in a short area and giving them the opportunity to make the play with the legs after instead of going for the bomb air play.
Let's see what the Stars can do. Here's Dodden moving across the motion, is gunning, and Dodden keeps it. Stewart cannot tackle him, and Dodden breaks through. 1st down is close. It is close.
He's right at the marker. What a play. What a play, because that was broken and was going to go for -4.
Inches short, I think. He's right around that marker. It's 3rd and short.
That's a half a yard right there.
And Dodden, Matty C, he got past Stewart, who ran through the line.
Yeah, what a terrific play from Dutton to escape that and then turn into something very positive. What a handoff here. You had to reach right up, gets the ball to Williams, who trucks it for 3 or 4 more yards and gets an important 1st down.
There you go, Matty C. And Brent Williams, 2 big 1st downs in this drive so far.
Yeah, that's a great run. Look at that. He gets 4 yards. It's not a sexy play, but everything about it matters there. That's 15 yards from his last 3 carries.
So here it is, 1st and 10 coming up here from the 47-yard line. So you have Williams in the backfield.
9 for 40 for Williams so far today too. Just really impressive.
Good yards per carry that as well. So Flynn at tight end with Gunning in motion. Again, get it to Williams. And yeah, that's a good play again, Matty C, for about a couple yards. The Centurions really reading that, so it'll be 2nd and about 8 coming up. I think that's a thing as well, Matty C. Those motions are really opening a lot up in the middle.
Yeah, and I like that they're leaning very heavily on their run plays. The play calling has been 14 runs to 6 passes.
And here's Dodden, quick one. Under pressure, throws it on the middle. Oh, diving for it was Hardy. Incomplete, but Dodden did a lot of great work, Matty C, on that one.
Yeah, he had hands all up in his face. He had pressure around him. He had the dirtiest pocket, and he manages to still just upper body that thing down the field. And he put Hardy in a position where no one else could have caught that ball except Hardy. So if he pulls that off, it's an exceptional play, but there's really no danger. It was a really quite a clever play considering how much was just going wrong around him.
Yeah, 3rd and 8 coming up. Let's see. McInnes in the backfield, 2 receivers at the bottom. You got Gunning and Neves at the bottom. You got Hardy at the top of the screen. Flynn at tight end at the top as well. So back to throw. Dodden looking under pressure, bails out. He wants to run this. Can he get past the defenders? The ball comes out at the end, but he did get it out of bounds, and that's going to be 4th and 3. You've got to go for it, surely, Matty C.
Yeah, I think so. That ball comes out as he's at the sideline. He just dribbles straight over the sideline. He gains 4 yards on the run.
Get half of it, yes.
So, you're in a position here where you need another 4.
And Maskell Knight's out there, Matty C.
Maskell Knight may be punting this.
Yeah, that's an interesting end to the drive when you were able to go for it in your own territory, but you're in the opposing territory and you don't go for it. It's an interesting call, but it's a field position. Oh, he's done well with that one!
That's an incredible kick. That thing's bouncing about the 1 and taken the sharpest right-hand turn and rolled along the goal line without touching it and gone out at about the half-yard line.
AJ Cole-like.
Unbelievable.
Say. Wow, what a play.
Night,
and I think that's why they wanted to punt it, Matty C, is the field position. Last time, remember when the Stars got close to the Centurions, there's a field position battle that got them back into it. So, Matty, you're always the biggest field position discusser, you could say.
Yeah.
You're the guy that discusses it the most, and yeah, you know why. It's a big part of the game.
Yeah, it really is. And I think what's interesting here is this is the first time, like the last one touched the goal line and they end up bringing it out to the 20, but they managed to stop a lot of damage there, and that drive only gave up 2 total yards before the Centurions were punting it away again. So if they can do that again, that'd be great. That's been the best drive we've seen for the Stars today as well. They had 28 yards in their opening drive. This one gets them over 30. So impressive. They had a couple of first downs on this drive as well. So in terms of getting yourself back in the arm wrestle, you're down 2 scores and you don't have the ball. But they are like that. You could slide just a Visa card between where the end of the ball is and the goal line, so you couldn't be in a better position defensively. And now you just want to make sure you don't let them get a cheap long play.
So 1st and 10. Very hot conditions as well. Sun's out. It was raining earlier, so a lot of humidity as well. Very top day out there for all the players.
2 billion flies out there too. It's just such an Aussie thing, isn't it?
McAuliffe goes in motion. And then they're going to hand it off. Majali's got a long way back.
Did he get out?
Well, to just ball forward and get back. 2nd down.
He's lost half distance, I reckon.
Yeah. If there is any distance to lose.
Yeah, I just kind of watching where the near line judge moved to. And he's gone from about the 6-inch line to the 3-inch line.
Every inch counts.
Can't even fit a Subway sub in there anymore.
Yeah, every inch just matters in this part of the field as well.
I'm just looking at these defensive matchups. You've got Nsama versus Heineke at the top. You've got Toby Flynn versus McAuliffe second from the top. And then you've got Tyreek Lee. And it looks like he's against Jackson Nelms.
Oh, Kennett under pressure at back of the end zone. Incomplete. 3rd down, Williams.
That's Brent Williams, mate. He is just carved through there and created so much space. He sort of just got in between tackle and guard and done a great job putting that pressure on. And Kennett just has nothing else. He just got to throw it away. Don't worry about completing the pass to Higgins. Just throw it away.
Oh my goodness! I thought an Orlovsky play might be up there as well. He might have. I was worried he was going to run out.
Doing a Garoppolo, yeah?
Yeah, Garoppolo against Broncos that one game. Yeah, that too, Matty. See, 3rd down coming up. How do we give Russ a win in that game? I do not understand. Thank you, Matty, for the trauma.
Bringing up tough times, mate.
Oh, they got them to jump. Quick play. That is in the bucket. Dropped by the young receiver. 4th down coming up. It's going to... Oh, sorry. 3rd and 5 coming up. That's all good for the young receiver.
Oh, my gosh. But don't you feel filthy, right? Like, and it doesn't happen often where you got the time to watch a ball like that. You got really no impediment to catching it, and then it just doesn't stick. And it's like I had the benefit of everything crashing down as just saw you get the play come across the line. The defense kind of just broke down a bit and weren't playing that play the whole way out. So it's Guanyu San who jumped.
Yep. He's been playing good today, son, but just a little undisciplined, man.
Just a little bit.
They're getting ego because they know they can score in this situation.
Yeah, we know they can.
So bringing McShane at receiver at the bottom of the screen, and they might have just lost some yardage. Or did they gain yardage? What's going on here? No. Yeah, they've lost. Some flags being thrown.
Yeah, so we've got half a distance to the goal.
Could be third.
False start. Oh, delay again.
3rd and 8. You haven't run the play clock much, Matty C, over the last few weeks. It is on the screen. Do you get 40 seconds?
No, it is tough to keep up with the play clock too, because we don't have it official, so it is tough.
3rd and 8. Here it is in his own end zone. Can it? McAuliffe floats it incomplete. Natsuma was closest to the football on the defensive side, but that one just floats out of bounds harmlessly. 4th down coming up, Matty C.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure.
Wait. A flag in the end zone?
We've had that for a while there, and I was just trying to get a number plate here. I'm just kind of wondering if maybe that's Luke Wallace who's getting called for
if it's a hold in the end zone to safety. I learned it was out of the end zone.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
They're going to decline it. So 4th down, 8 yards to go. Yeah, that's an interesting one. If you have any fouls in the end zone, the offense is a safety, just for those playing at home as well.
Yeah, get the points and then get the ball back. It's kind of a nice reward. We're going to see the Centurions bring off their offense and bring on their special teams unit.
I think Zadrunka's going to punt this one.
Yeah, and I think you could do worse. And we've seen Kennett doing a bit of punting this year as well, and he's going to stand about as close to the back of the end zone as you can.
It's scary times for.
It's not a lot of depth.
Scary times. Off the edge. Wow, Matty C. It's scary times. Gonna field it, and here is Gunning, and Gunning.
He's gonna get no yards. Yeah.
Good return, good starting field position. Not great return, of course, 0 yards because McShane was there immediately. But Matty C, Gunning he was just playing it safe, and he got it to the 32. Great field position. This is where they won the battle last time.
Well, since the touchdown, the opening touchdown in the game, the Stars defense has played exceptionally well. We haven't seen them give up a first down since that play, and the only other score was that 58-yard fumble return. Otherwise, they've just been really stingy. And I think there's two things at play here. I think is Thomas Grant brings a whole lot back to this defense, but also it means that they can play players where they've wanted to all season long, and I think it's a good thing for them.
1st and 10 coming up here, man.
They're starting the ball here on the 33.
Oh, fake to knees. Here goes McInnes. He breaks through. McInnes into the secondary, and he is going to go down near the 10-yard line. What a play by Mason McInnes.
You love that. They're going to bring him down at about the 12. I reckon it's going to be a 21-yard gain, and that's another first down for this team. And you might not believe this. That's the 5th first down today. And they actually have more first downs.
And here's Dodden. Dodden is the flag down, and that one he's going to get pushed out inside the 10. He went down at the 8, but there was a flag down for offsides. Offsides, Matty C.
And I'd just take the penalty. Just get the 5 yards from the penalty, move the ball forward, keep you down.
I mean, it's better than the 3 yards and 2nd and 7.
And also, this is the 4th penalty. Sorry, 3rd penalty we've seen against against the Centurions today. Stars haven't had a penalty against them outside of the kickoff that went out of bounds. The Stars been very disciplined about their procedures as well.
Well, Matty C, we saw them come back from 12-0 down last week in 2 minutes as well in the 4th quarter. So 1st and 5 down 13-0. Need to make it. Let's see if they can get that comeback going again. 1st and 5 with Williams in the backfield, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Back to throw, over to Flynn, incomplete. And Flynn gets some contact as well. It was an uncatchable ball. Wouldn't be pass interference, man.
No, and that's the thing. That ball was always a little bit to the left and a bit low for Flynn to get to. He'd hit the button hook and he was stopping and just couldn't get going again. He just kind of got run over. That'll do it. That's the danger of stopping in this end zone area. We were talking about this in the earlier game too. Is you just get so much more space when you're out away from the end zone. At the moment, there's 11 guys defending the same amount of space that you can see on the field as there would be if they had the ball up at halfway, the same amount of guys. So it's just tighter windows. Everything's a bit harder when you're trying to pass it in.
So 2nd and 5 coming up here. Back to throw. Dodden looking, dancing around the pocket, throws it up. Oh, great pass and great catch by Neves. He gets down at around the line of scrimmage, so he's not going to gain much. Maybe lost a yard, Matty C.
Yeah, I think he's lost a yard, and you're going to give him 3rd and goal to go from the 6. And at a time like that, I think Dutton's got to just kind of have the patience and experience to just feel it's okay to throw it away. Like, you're going to have a player somewhere near the back of the end zone, just throw it through the goalposts and just live to fight another day. You are treating this as a 4th down situation as well, so if they don't get it here on 3rd down, they don't recognise kick. You're not taking a field goal and you're down by 2 scores.
Yes.
So essentially that makes it 2nd down, because you're going to approach the next down like a 3rd down.
I think you got to run it with Williams here, right?
I would. 100% of the time I do that, and then I might do it 50% of the time on 4th.
And then Neves goes in motion. High snap. Dodden, he is under pressure. Ball comes out off the edge again. And recovered by the Stars. What an effort by the lineman to recover. Is Clark again, Matty C?
Yeah, that's correct. Clark. He scored a touchdown 2 weeks ago from recovering a fumbled ball in that game against the Gladiators. It was how they opened their scoring 2 weeks ago. And here he is saving the day again. Dutton, he got in a position where he had nothing to do and he just froze. He had nowhere to go.
And Nelm's off the edge, Matty C.
Just get down. It's okay to take the sack there. Get down.
Nelms off the edge was incredible. 4th and 6. Let's see what they can do. Back to throw. Dodden looking to get it all. Flynn, incomplete. It's turnover on downs. Wow, they had their shot there, Matty C, and they just couldn't come up with it. They finished about 8 yards outside the end zone.
Oh my gosh, and that drive was looking so promising, and then once they got into goal to go, everything went wrong. Just everything went wrong. In that last play, he had the right player, he had the right pass, and then he misfires the pass by going over the top of Flynn instead of drawing him towards the sideline, giving him a chance to get underneath it and turn it upfield to head into that corner. They've done a nice job of putting together a pattern where the receiver who was in that corner was coming back to the middle of the field, so they were dragging the players away, and it just collapses. It's such a pity.
They should have run the ball with Williams on 3rd down, Matty.
And they did it on neither. Like, I'm like 100% and 50%, and they did it on neither.
Yeah, we were calling for it. I think that's one they'll look back on and maybe just try it again. Here's Kennett. He's going to take off. And Kennett with some blocking as well. I think there was a hold. It's going to be 1st down. I saw the right side of the O-line. Someone there was a little holding Matty C, I think. That's what I was watching.
So we're going to see where they get in terms of yardage before the flag. It looks like the flag's going to be after about 4 yards, maybe 5. So we might end up in a...
Yeah, it's just right when Kennett turned the corner. I think there might have been a little hold. Yep.
And there you go. I'm going to drag it back to the 6, so they're going to give him out to about the 12. So about a 3-yard gain, and then the penalty yard comes off.
So here's the holding call there on the Centurions. And it'll make it about 1st and 11. I
think it's going to be a bit frustrating because that's the 4th penalty on the Centurions team where the Stars don't have any, and it's just this will be something that'll drive Matt Lure a bit crazy. He's going to take the time out to talk about it. It's the 2nd of the half.
Yes, Matty C, that's a timeout, as you said, and really the Stars' defense, Matty C, they've only allowed the 1 score.
Yeah.
And it was on the first drive of the game, and when you just wanted offsides penalties, just that was their undisciplined play. But since then, they've remained really disciplined. Well,
and you remember on the first drive, they had him to 4th down, and then that's an unbelievable play by the punter to get a new set of downs. So like this team have been in the fight, and for them to be down 2 scores is really unfair. Like it's just. It shows you just there's no justice in sports, right? Because they've been, much like we saw in the earlier game where the Gladiators gave the Wolves everything they could handle for the first half and went into the half down by 16. 16. We looked at each other and can that be right? And it kind of doesn't feel like that's a fair result for the effort that's been put in here, but that's the reality, and that's just how unfair football can be.
So we 1st and 11. Very weird down in distance. You could say like a Nelson down in distance, Matty C. Classic cricket reference there for anyone watching there. 1st and 11 coming up. As Kennett waits a snap. Hand off the fake. Here goes Kennett in space. And Kennett, he is going to go down.
Thomas Grant's going for that ball, but he knew he was going to get over the soil. And Kennett knew where he was. Gets the ball out from about the 6-yard line, well out past the 25.
Of course, it's 1st and 10 now, Matty C. After that, great run. Bo Kennett really taking advantage, Matty C, of the Stars just crushing the line. I think a lot of aggressiveness on that defense at the moment.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you be, right? You've been in a position where you've been their match. I mean, if it wasn't for that broken play where the punter gets out and then this 36-yard bomb pass, which we've seen Henneke do so often to be the first scorer of the game for the Centurions, a long pass where he catches the ball deep down the field and finishes it off. Why wouldn't you be aggressive? You've otherwise been in the fight and been causing them all kinds of trouble.
And then fake.
Maskell Knight just pancaked him in.
Wow, but then Kennett got it away to Nelms. Boy, oh boy. Maskell Knight with a great bull rush, you said, Matty C.
I'd like to report a murder. Oh my gosh. That was brutal.
Yeah, we've had some big hits today. I mean,
Chris Ricketts just, that poor bugger. He's going to do a rib count.
Yeah, gosh.
It's good to see him back. He'd been pretty badly hurt in the game a couple of weeks ago, and this is his first week back. It's good to have him back out there.
Yeah, and him and his brother Cody as well. The Ricketts boys have been playing pretty good football across the year for the Centurions. 1st and 10 coming up here. See what they can do. The Centurions really feel like a big pass may be coming soon. And Kennett looks to want to go deep. He goes to Nelms again. And back Nelms. 2 catches in a row, Matty C.
Yeah, looking good. That one's for 6 yards. So 2 complete passes in a row. 20 total yards on them. And Nelms now coming alive. It's his 3rd for 22 yards. Henneke, the other catch, which was the touchdown.
I think that's a good sign. He usually plays a lot of defense, Matty C. Doesn't really have them defender hands. He has them receiver hands.
He does. I mean, he gets a lot of turnovers. And now that they've got such a strong defensive unit, they don't feel the pressure to have him out there on defense. They've got the benefit of being able to use him on offense as well. It's a really good position to be in because they've got some real strength in that secondary.
So 2nd and 5 coming up after that 5-yard catch. And then they're going to hand it off to Mujali, and Mujali will get the first, and even more, he breaks into the secondary, and Gunning takes him down. But what a run there, Matty C. A great gain over midfield, down to the 35, about 15 yards.
Oh, better than that. I'm going to give him 18, which gives him plenty for the day. He goes to 25 yards for the day, and he's got that fumble that he lost earlier, but here we go. They're up on the line.
Going to go for it here with Kennett, and Kennett just going to go out of bounds. You think they're just giving the Stars a bit of a taste of their own medicine, Matty C? Just go no huddle?
Yeah, and I mean, why not? Like, they've been using it against you and your big, strong defensive unit, so why not use it a little bit back against them? Kennett goes and gets himself around about 6 of the yards. We're going to find ourselves, maybe closer to 5. We're going to find ourselves in a 2nd and medium situation here, but they're on their way in. They're 30 yards out and looking good.
And Mango Jackson on that last snap, that was his first snap of the game, Matty C. He's in that black helmet now after his white helmet suffered a bit of damage last game. So 2nd down, 5 yards to go. 3 receivers at the top of the screen. And Kennett rolls that way. Kennett under pressure from Grant Clark, and that forces an incompletion.
Yeah, and it might not seem so sexy because Kennett's been throwing the ball a little bit, but he's only got 4 of his 12 attempts completed. So it's been tough sledding out there, about 60 yards on those. Yeah. And this is a credit.
Struggling, Matty C.
Man, he is. I think since he got his clock cleaned a little while back, he's been battling a little bit, but he's now having trouble just standing up. The Stars defense has been right up in Kennett's grill, and I think this is a real tribute to Matt Marshall, who's been in the pre-game. I sort of got near their huddle as they were talking pre-game, and the last things he was saying to the team were things like, just set yourself a small goal today. Set yourself a small goal. Don't even tell anybody what your small goal is, and go and achieve that small goal. Whether it's getting a sack or whether it's defending the guy against you really cleanly 3 plays in a row. And then once you get your goal, set another one if you manage to achieve. Set another one. It's all about the improvement, and I like that.
Yeah.
There was no talk about winning the game. There was no talk about scores. It was just about players being focused on doing their things well, and I think it's coming up. Like, they're looking great.
I think he's a very motivated guy, very strong-willed guy as well, Matt Marshall. But just then on that timeout, just saw him, gives kids a bit of a hug there as well, just showing his softer side that we really don't see, I would say, from Marshall that much. He's a very serious
He
guy.
don't want to show you a soft side, mate. No way.
No way.
That's not who he is. But it's in there. Like, he's got a heart of gold. He just doesn't want you to know.
3rd and 5 coming up, Matty C.
So he invited me back down to training. I'm going to go and check out their training in a week or so.
Let's see what happens. There's get around to some clubs as well, as you said, Matty C. They're going to fake it. Oh, what a pitch! That one's going to go to Nels, and Nels stops a little bit, but he will get that first down anyway. I thought if he just kept running to the edge, might have got it anyway, Matty C.
Hey, well, he goes and picks up 7 yards. All you need is the 5th different runner today. And I just heard from the field that it's a star who was down for a sec, popped back up, which is good news. That's why they're blowing the whistles.
Son there. Yeah, Son has to come off.
And they're just going to do, a quick substitute. He's not looking too happy either. He's sort of clutching it around his hip or his hamstring.
1st and 10 coming up, Matty C. And this is probably the best drive they've had all day. I mean, they did score that touchdown drive as well, but they haven't had consistency, Matty C, on this one. As Valadez also has to come off the field for the Stars. Just see. Yep, they looks like it's going to go. All good now.
Well, I mean, this is a drive that started inside their own 10, so to see them all the way down here is quite impressive. They've picked up a few first downs along the way, and they're looking quite strong. But the thing that I think is really encouraging for the Stars too is they haven't given up any penalties. They've just been so clean defensively about their procedural and how they use their hands.
Let's see what happened. 2-minute warning, Matty C, as well, just for the viewers at home.
Well, and that feels about right. Like, it just feels like we should be deep into the second quarter at this point. So that confirms some stuff for me.
So it's been a long grind of a half, but let's see what they can do. And the fake to Jackson.
Nice.
And to keep getting around McInnes is Kennett. And Kennett is going to go down around about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, he's going to get about 9 or 8 of the yards that they need. Like, he's done a good job and very patient. You see how long he left the ball in the breadbasket of Mango Jackson there while he read what was happening in front of him, and then he manages to escape Mason McGuinness, which I was really pretty sure he was going to drag him down, but he just does enough with his shoulders to get free, and then he has some patience and does a good job picking it up. They're going to give him credit for about 8 yards.
And those option plays, Matty, excuse me. Lot of hay fever going around. Sorry, guys.
Oh, mate, yeah.
There's 2nd and 2 coming up. Those option plays can be really deadly. I love them.
You and I need to take some shares in some antihistamine companies because I dosed up like nobody's business.
And they're going to go quick, and that's a good screen. And I feel like that's more of an RPO type of play, Matty C. They're going to get the first down on that one.
Yeah, we are. It's going to be a catch for about 4 yards, but that's all you need. You only needed 2, so they're going to give him enough to get himself across to about the 13 by look at this, and a nice job. Number 88 with his first catch of the day. He's been involved in a lot of stuff. We'll get the name so we can do credit to the player who's been just popping up everywhere and doing some good stuff.
Yeah, sure we would know him, Matty C. We'll be able to call his name a lot. It's 1st and 10 coming up from the 21. Oh, sorry, from the 11. Reading the yard markers wrong. They're going deep. Going for the end zone. He's in. McAuliffe is back. Touchdown, Centurions. And there he is, Matty C. Coming back from flag representation. Back in the helmet and doing what he loves. Catching touchdowns. Yeah,
boom, like that, right? So a 13-yard touchdown grab for James McAuliffe from the hand of Bo Kennett. It's his 2nd passing touchdown today on only his 6th completion of 14 attempts. So it's been tough sledding in the completions there, but look at the quality of them. A 36-yard touchdown pass, now a 13-yard touchdown pass to bump this score up. They currently lead by 19.
So here's the extra point attempt, Matty C. And Zadrunka kick is good. So that will make it 20-0. And Matty, it's a tough road for the Stars. I can hear the Stars sidelines saying to the boys, just keep your heads up.
Yeah.
It's a long drive, Matty. See, 92-yard drive, Matty.
Yeah, it's a long way to go, right? And they did a great job bringing it all the way up from their own end, and it was just so impressive. They managed about 5 first downs on that drive, and they did it by just chipping away. They had that nice long run from Majali through the middle. It was the last time we saw him run the ball even, because then they were able to do things like let Kennett take a little bit of the pressure off, and a little bit of support from their receivers. It was just a really nice drive. It's a kind of patient and more balanced drive that we've come to expect from Matt Lewis play calling.
I think as well, the game is starting to slow down a bit for Kenneth as well. He's reading it so well. Yeah. He'd probably say to us that he's slowing down himself, but it looks like he hasn't missed a beat, Matty.
He would say that. I don't believe him. But yeah, I think you're right. Like, he's been under so much pressure early on, and we're getting late in the half on what is quite a hot day. There's been some humidity around because of the early rain this morning, and just how much evaporative heat there is out on the field now. So it's a situation where potentially the Stars are slowing down a little bit as well.
Oh, gunning. He has to field that one, and he gets to it, and he's just going to get out at the 16.
And just about a 2-yard return on that one, but this is a tough spot to be coming from down here at the 16-yard line with not much time. So we know we're well inside 2 minutes. They're going to have to complete some balls fast.
Yeah, they do have the ball to start the second half as well, Matty C. So that is important. They have the kickoff to start the second half. So if they can somehow get a score, I think they'll probably go to a few shot plays. I think this is a time for a Hardy or a Gunning or Neves to really step up, Matty C.
Yeah, but what I don't want to see, and we saw this in the early game too, is to see this young quarterback trying to throw the ball 40 yards on the fly. I want to see him just get the ball to a receiver who's got some space, and for the play design to do the space creation for him. It's not his strong point to go and shoulder this ball a long way.
Or maybe just hand it off to Williams and do something safe. No, they'll go here. As you said, Matty C. Reese Neves in space. Oh, he threw a dummy. Oh, he's going down the sideline. One man to beat. Can he get there? He gets down. They'll surely call a timeout now. Reese Neves. He has bounced back in a tough start to the game. There's a timeout there, Matty C. And what a play just to bounce back.
That's a 58-yard reception for Reese Neves, and he's hit the ground. He's landed right in his gut, so he's pretty winded down there. And you want to call the timeout anyway because you want time to put together a good play. You want to stop the clock. What an incredible play by Reese Neves. And this is what we said, right? You don't want the ball to be a bomb throw. You want the player to have the space to create the yardage. He does it by fending a guy. He just pushed him into next week and then just using his step. Do you see the dummy?
Yeah, I was like,
who's falling for a dummy?
I see that in flag football all the time, like I play in the social league at Urban Rec, and then like all them Oztag players like come up like in summer leagues especially, they're like, this is easy, this sport, and then they're just throwing dummies, and it's like I'm not falling for that.
Why would I fall for that?
That's not a trick play, man. Like,
what are you doing?
I know the rules. I'm going straight for the tags, So.
But I was impressed that. I was impressed. It was like watching. I'm going to be watching the Kangaroos play England tonight. I was just thrilling a bit of Hudson Young about that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful dummy, Matty C. Maybe more of a Harry Grant type of dummy, shall we say? Just coming out.
I just go for the Canberra Raider. That was all.
Of course, you got to go for the Canberra. Of course, Matty C.
My youngest daughter will be very impressed that I'm bringing up Hudson Young. She loves him.
Yeah, and my dad will be impressed that I brought up Harry Grant. Yes, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
The only Storm player that's like actually going to stay pretty much.
Papa Manjot will be loving that.
Yeah.
After he took you out real estate speculating this morning. Look at you and your highfalutin life, mate.
First down and 10 covered up, Matty C, for the 27. Let's see, 2 receivers either side. Here's Dodden turning the shoulder, going deep. Not much time left. Oh, Wells. When you want a guy in a spot to make a defensive play this season, no one better, Matty C.
Yeah, and he has got to be about the most reliable defensive player in the league. So that ball was going up. You could see Gunning was the intended receiver, and he never had position. Like, he just never had a play on that ball. And if Wells wanted to have a go at trying to drag that ball in, he was well within his rights here, but he made the smart play and just bats it down. At the moment, you don't need possession. You'll get possession back if they're going to be desperate and throw the ball around anyway. And you're about to go into halftime with a 3-score lead, so you're not desperate to turn this ball over and find yourself on your half-yard line again. It's a smart situational play to knock that thing down.
So second down, 10 yards to go, and Matty C, There's not much time left. The Stars took a timeout despite the incompletion stopping the clock. They just want to talk it over.
I wouldn't have sent in 2 plays.
I think this is a time for shot play. Either way, both have to pretty much be shot plays. I think you can maybe get something in the middle, you would say, Matty C?
Well, yeah, I'd be okay with it, like a drag play of some sort or a wheel play of some sort, just to get the ball in the receiver's hands and get the ball moving, and then get back to the line with that second play and call it straight away.
So let's see what they do. 2nd and 10. Got Natsuma in the game at the top of the screen for the Stars. See what they can do. Go back to throw, under some pressure. Trying to get around, deep ball, end zone, touchdown! Touchdown, high pointing that, unbelievable! The high point and a bit of push and shove afterwards. It was Hardy, Matty C.
What a fantastic catch. And that's exactly what you're hoping for. 27-yard pass, brings it in, and just never in doubt either have the right position and just strong hands all the way to the ground. Samka does the right thing by trying to wrestle it out and put in some conjecture as to whether he holds it or not, but I mean, it just never moves. A great job by Lachlan Hardy.
Hardy just high pointed that football, Matty C. Brought it in, beautiful catch, and that gets them back in the game. This is what we saw talking about in the other game. The Gladiators needed to score and then score again. This is what the Stars can do now, Matty C.
Yeah, well, and this drive needed to go sort of, 80 yards. 2 of the passing plays are 80 yards.
So they've moved, and they're going to make this conversion from 7 yards deep.
Yeah, that's it. Instead of on the 3, they're going to move it back out to the 8. Just a lovely play, though. Lachlan Hardy's not the biggest guy out there, right? He and I definitely have that in common about when I played. And, he doesn't have a big stature about him, so you've got to have strong hands. And it was just so impressive to see him carry that ball all the way to the ground.
So here it is, a 2-point try coming up. And really, you turn probably that play, that false start, just messed up a little bit there for the Stars. Oh, Dutton over his head. He's got to make a play. McShane won't let him make a play. And great job by McShane. Basher came in at the end to finish it off as well. But McShane was all over it, Matty C.
Well, there you go. But this is exactly what you needed before half, right? You needed a score. You're about to get the ball to start the second half. And if you can do a good job of moving that ball to start the second half, you could well be back in a 1-score game.
Yes.
Who would have thought that?
And really, they just need to get 1 2-point conversion and 3 touchdowns to tie it, Matty.
Yeah, well, and I mean, they've already got one of those 3 touchdowns. Like, they've done one of the hard bits already. And what you've got to do now is get to the safety of half-time. You've got time to regroup, refresh, rehydrate, because it's quite hot out there, and get out with a well-planned and executed drive. They've shown you a lot of what this is susceptible to. You can go and exploit that now.
So here's Dutton. He's going to have the ball on the tee. Going to get ready to kick it off. And Matty C, it's been a great day out here, but a very hot one as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I think some of that is that just the humidity helps raise that a bit once we've had that rain on the ground. We're not a town that's traditionally terribly humid unless it is raining, so it's just kind of an odd feeling for those of us who have been lifelong here. Man, this is kind of why I just could never imagine. I don't know how people who live coastal do it, mate. I just don't know. But they want to hydrate for half-time and come out and really kick it in the teeth in the second half. We're about to get this ball underway, and this whole thing will change very quickly. If we see Jermaine Stewart run this back for any decent yardage here, it might make this offense want to do something special.
They still have a timeout. They're going short and diving on that Siyamka, doing it all.
Flips, catch, and that'll do it.
I think that will be half, potentially, maybe a chance. That is half. They had it, Matty C. They probably had 1 second on the clock. That was it. So
yeah, they had a lot of time.
Buzzer beated that touchdown to Hardy. It was a buzzer beater.
And that's your halftime touchdown for the Stars. They're coming to the week 2 and 4, and they're going at themselves 6 right there. 27-yard catch from the hands of George Dutton to Lockie Hardy. The scoring plays for the Centurions team. We have 20 on the board. James Henneke with a 36-yard pass to open the scoring, and then Donnie Saunders with an incredible 58-yard fumble recovery touchdown down this near sideline, and then finally Only Australians' finest from the successful flag team at the recent Asia and Oceania Pacific tournament. It's James McAuliffe returning today. He has a 13-yard touchdown grab to bring the score to 20 points to 6. Looking forward to this second half. Yeah. We've seen both teams do some really good things. We've seen each team do some pretty questionable things too. And I feel like with the two-score game, it's far from concluded, mate.
And the Stars start with the ball, Matty C. That drive will be very important as well.
Yeah, it will be. So we'll see how this all shakes out in the second half. Also, just very interesting, just something we learned earlier today about the Gungahlin football team. We didn't mention this a little earlier, but I think it's well worth sort of saying that the coach there, Jason Ray, says this is going to be his last year, and that may throw in doubt just what happens with the Gungahlin team, because the Wolves name may end up going with him. So we'll learn more about it, but this is just something that came up in our pre-game discussion with him, and he was pretty happy to talk about.
Interesting. Okay, So I was wondering, Matty C. Yeah, I was wondering a bit more about that.
We're on the record when he talked to me about that, and so it's just interesting to sort of know that that's something that will be coming up in the future weeks of ACT Gridiron, is learning about what's going to happen there.
Yeah, that'll be interesting developments. Hopefully, we stay at 4 teams for next season. Maybe even grow if we can. You know, who knows? There might be a new club out in I don't know, like. What neck of the woods is this? Where are we looking? Bowden, maybe? That's a Gladiators territory. We've got, Tuggeranong's more Gladiators territory. You got, like, inner south is,
that's really kind of Centurions world. In the north, I guess, you kind of claim for Stars. And then, the Gungahlin side. Yeah. There's definitely strength in numbers to continue to have a Gungahlin side. That was something that Jason Ray had sort of said to us as well. It's like he's no doubt that there's numbers. Whether they remain the Wolves is up for discussion and consideration as that club moves forward. But it was just sort of something that came up in our pre-game discussion.
Interesting.
And so it'll be interesting to see where that goes.
I think you can definitely. There's probably not going to be another side really. I think you just got to keep growing the teams out. We still have to fill out basically Stars and Gladiators rosters as well. Make sure they're still up in numbers as well. But if the Wolves, something happens to them like that, Matty C. Be interesting. So a lot to think about. Let's go to halftime, Matty C. We can think about it a little bit more.
A little teaser.
Hello? I was wondering if I could sleep over at Isabella's tonight. Well, probably last minute. She lives in Nunavut. Because she's not allowed to sleep over other people's house.
I've got that official talk with like a Yeah, I'm so happy.
Okay. Oh, what are you getting? Oh, really? Thank you. Thanks, Mom. Yeah.
All right, we are back for the second half, and today, for the third quarter, we are joined by Centurions D lineman Sean Haig. How's it going, Sean?
Hey, good man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you know, all the linemen in the league, they've told us over the years that we need to call out the linemen a bit more, offensive linemen and defensive linemen. That might be the one thing they universally agree on in this league, is that we need to call their names more. We've got a lineman here today to help us out because we're always just watching the ball, so that is on us. So
We're an underappreciated talent, my friend.
yes, and an underappreciated society of this league, shall we say. So Junker kicks this one off, and awaiting the return is Hardy. Hardy, who scored that touchdown at the end of the first half, receiving it. He is going to go and get a return. He's trying to get past anyone, but great job on the coverage. Once again, James Henneke. So, Sean, how have you found this season so far with the Centurions?
Mate, this has been a fantastic season, especially being back on the defence for the Cents. I feel they've got a really strong unit. All the boys and girls, big shout out to the girls on our defence as well, have been doing a fantastic job and putting in the hard yards, and we just seem to really be clicking out there.
Yeah, and I did come along to your trainings as well in one of your training sessions, shall I say, in the preseason, and I saw a lot of great signs from that defence as well.
Yeah, mate, it's been fantastic. Like, everyone's just taking their role, they're doing their role to 100%, and when we move as a unit, as you've seen in the games this year, we've been pretty effective.
Definitely. As here's Dodden awaiting the snap. You've got Williams in the backfield with him. Two receivers at the bottom of the screen, tight end and receiver at the top. Here goes Williams, and immediately, Sean, you're here. You can talk about that great defensive line play.
That's it, mate. You can't run through a gap if it's not there, my friend.
Very simple, right?
That's a big shout out to the secondary for us as well. Their vision and their plug-in of the gaps has been phenomenal this season.
Yeah, they've done a very great job. Second down. Oh, ball goes over the head of Dutton. He's going to race for it. And boy, did he fall onto it. Third down and very long coming up. Wow. So that defensive line pressure.
That's my guy, Donnie. That kid is a weapon. He is someone to watch because he can do great things.
Yeah, we've promised. I promised him if he's playing well, I'll tell the Australian national coaches live on air. They've got to be picking him. It's third and about 25, I think.
Biggest thing on that kid is his effort at trainings, man. He's always in there. He's listening and he's taking things on, and it's fantastic.
It's a third and 25. Got Neves and Gunning at the bottom of the screen. Top of the screen is Hardy and Flynn. Williams in the backfield as well. Ball goes over the head, out of the back of the end zone for a safety. It's going to bring the score up to 22-6. And boy, it's been a hard start there for the Stars. Wow, that's a very hard place to be. You play some offensive line as well, Sean. And
yes, yeah.
You know how hard it is sometimes under pressure.
Yeah, but in saying that too, like, I cannot give the UC Stars enough credit for how well they have fought this season. Even if they're low numbers, the boys are still out there sticking it out. Like, full credit to them for what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, they've given you guys, last time you guys played them, they gave you a hard go, didn't they?
Man, they really turned it up, especially in the second half. It's like they found their gear and they really put some pressure on us. And it was, look, don't get me wrong, I love it. It's good to get out there and have a good battle and get in the face of those guys and have them get back in our faces and make us work for it. And, you know, I feel it just makes the player better for having to work that extra bit harder.
Yes, definitely. And go get the safety free kick. Yes. Who else on the defensive line do you think we haven't called out this season?
Oh, dude, my man crush Jamal.
Yeah.
Mate, that guy, you don't understand. Like, just having him beside you makes the game so much easier than it is. Knowing he's there and, man, you just feel safe. You just feel safe with that guy on the field with you.
Definitely. And let's see what Sandy Maskell Knight does on this free kick. As get ready to kick this one back. Jermaine Stewart, the deepest returner, gonna roll this one that way. It's gonna be fielded instead here by Will Clode, and Clode going through the middle, Great ball carrier here is going down to the 45. Love to have him back on the team as well.
Oh my goodness, he's a breath of fresh air. But like all the guys back there have been doing phenomenal. Like Benny Wells, like my goodness.
Oh, great season.
That guy. What I don't even know if he can do things wrong. I hope I don't put the mockers on him, but man, I love being out on the paddock with that dude.
Yeah, he's regrown as a player this season, and really could be defensive player of the year, you would say.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
It's definitely, in my eyes, I'd put him as defensive player of the year.
Yeah, man. Like I can't even remember how many forced fumbles he's up to now, but it's something crazy.
So 1st and 10 coming up at the 45. Got Haneke at the top of the screen. McAuliffe is going to move in motion. Going to go in the backfield. They've done this a couple times in the half. As Kennett, he is going to keep it, and he is going to get a great 3 or 4 yards. How much trouble has Bo Kennett given you in training? I mean, he's really looked sharp, hasn't he?
Man, I've got to be honest, we tend to split up at training, so I don't have to deal with Bo, and that's my favourite part of the night, is when he walks one way and I walk the other.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I must admit, a few years ago, obviously playing against him was very frustrating.
Yeah.
But it's definitely better, being on the same side as him as opposing him.
Yeah, he's a great player, isn't he? And 2nd and 7. Let's see what he and his offense can do. So 2 receivers either side. Gonna go under pressure, and the sack there. And great defensive line play by the Stars. Sandy Maskell-Knight getting in there. Son as well.
And that's back to that defensive line we're talking about. Like, that was fantastic gap read, and he just pushed through, held his legs, and didn't get overcommitted, and boom, he gets the biscuits at the end of it, mate. Like,
yeah. See, you're talking about gap reads and everything. Me and Maddie don't be talking about that sort of thing. So you're already adding a lot of value here, Sean.
we get in trouble if we're not. So it's probably the main thing that I, even as a spectator on the sideline at the moment, look at is just where the gaps are, where you feel you can make an impact.
Yes, definitely. And it'll be 3rd and 10 coming up here, so just getting everything reset as you've got Haneke at the top of the screen, 3 receivers at the bottom, Mujali in the backfield on 3rd down and 10. From the 45. And they're going to go back to throw. Kennett going deep. Haneke versus Hardy. Oh, great job in coverage, but it was a little too far there.
Just a little bit past Red Bull, but I reckon give him a couple more breaths and he'll get his legs back under him and we'll be sweet, mate.
So 4th and 10. What sort of plays would you look at here, Sean, in this situation?
Oh, look, mate, you always, when you get into 4th and that many yards, you're generally thinking it's going to be a punt, so you're setting up for a block formation type thing. Back to the gaps again, getting through and getting that read and trying to slow it up.
Looks like they could be lining up for a play, but Kennett has kicked it from this formation this season a few times. Oh, they got them to jump. And here's going the free play, going up there. It's going to be picked off by Hardy. Drops short, actually. But it will be a free 5 yards.
There you go. That's why I'm on defense, my friend.
So 4th and 5. Now this is more manageable.
100%.
And as a defensive guy, who are you looking to stop in this situation if you put your Stars hat on here?
Mate, I'd be trying to look at least trying to get through the B gap, either that or a hard route around the C gap to just try and get some pressure on that guy in the backfield, whether it be kicking or throwing. You just want him to really second guess what he's going to be doing.
Yes. As we've got a full house backfield here for the Centurions, going old school. They're going to hand it off to anyone. Oh, Williams for the line. Gets it away. Mujali cannot get back to the line of scrimmage. And great play off the edge. What did you see out of Brent Williams on that play?
Mate, that's it. Great penetration for him through there to put that pressure on. He really made Bo second guess what his read was on that play, and it gave the rest of his team time to move up and form that line and really shut that run down.
Yeah, incredible, isn't it? Just how much the Stars' defensive line has improved, seeing them from the perspective of the other team today. Sean, you see that improvement too?
Mate, you can't even put a figure on it. Where they've come to this season, I was still lucky enough to be able to watch a fair few of the games last season.
Yep.
Mate, it's leaps ahead of where they were, and I really put it down to the guys just getting in and getting together as a group and working together. Because if you don't have your team, your defensive line as a group, it only takes one person to ruin the play.
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll get you to explain gap assignments as well in a few minutes, because we have a lot of viewers at home who probably haven't heard much American football terminology. So we'll get you to explain that in a moment after this play. Handoff goes McInnes. He goes through left side for gain of 8. It's a great play there. So, yeah, what are we talking about when we talk about... Oh, wait, they're going no huddle. Let's just wait it out a little bit. I'm sorry, Sean.
You're right.
Setting you up very
right.
badly. 2nd and 2 coming up as they're going. Dotton, pitch. Here goes McInnes falling forward for the first down. Yeah, so let's see if they go no huddle again. No, they'll be going in a huddle. Yeah, what are we talking about when we're talking about A gap, B gap, C gap?
Yeah, so basically from a D-line perspective, you're looking at the guy snapping the ball as the middle. To his immediate left and right, you've got your A gaps.
Yeah.
Then you've generally got another lineman, and then outside him you've got your B, and the C gap is what we call a contain, where that's around the outside of the front line, and you're trying to really close that down so the running back or the QB isn't able to spill outside of that line. You want to keep it all bunched up nice and tight.
Yes, indeed. And the contain, very important. 1st and 10 coming up. In the 45, moving across, gunning. Handoff goes to Williams, and Williams through the middle for about 4 or 5.
Good to see Brent back too.
Yeah, he's a good player.
I got the chance to play Mons with him in 23. Good dude. Great dude.
And I was going to ask you about him as well. Just watching him on that last play, of course. He made that big play on 4th down, and you see him on both sides of the ball, just really dominate.
He's a powerhouse. He's a strong human.
Strong
human.
Yeah, he's one guy you don't want to tackle. You don't get tackled by him.
You don't want to tackle him above the waist. That's for sure, because that's going to make for a long day at the office.
See if they hand it back to him. No, they'll go with Dotton here. And Dotton, he has to go through the middle, and he's going to get taken down by your favorite D lineman, you were saying, Jamal Batchelor.
And my boy Dotty was in there at the start as well. Let's not forget Dotty.
Of course, yes. And look, you guys have had so many great players just come across the defensive line over the years. Who are some of the guys who we may have not seen, but you would have been teammates with as well?
Oh, my goodness. Just at the Centurions or in general?
General, yeah.
One of my favourite guys to line up with was Ben Hunter back in the day. He's a good mate of mine.
An Astros teammate of mine a million years ago too.
Still a good mate of mine to this day. Great bloke. Loved having him on the field with me.
3rd and 8 coming up here for Dutton. So Hardy at the top of the screen. 2 receivers at the bottom. Flynn at tight end as well. Go move gunning. Going back to throw here. Going for Flynn, incomplete. Just floated a bit high. It's going to be 4th down. Good coverage again there by Hannah Dundas-Smith as well. 4th down coming up in 8.
I'd have to shout out Shawnee Gattusa. He taught me how to lose the fear and really get out there and just play hard. A night at Spears training was never as... It was harder than a game. It really was.
So 4th and 8, you'd think probably might want to punt this one here. So Williams back there, looks like, to punt this one away. It's going to be Dotton instead. And Dotton, let's see if he gets a good bounce this time. Would have been getting some good bounces. That one, though, a bit unlucky. Flag down, though, at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a false start, looks like, or legal procedure.
I have never seen so many punts take 90-degree turns in my life as I have today.
Yeah, there's been 4 of them, haven't there?
I made it just in time to catch I caught it online before I came in. Jesse Date's kick.
Yeah.
Down here to the corner. And, what was it, half a yard I think he's called it at?
Yeah.
My
off the
goodness.
yard. And then just then, like, the
Yeah.
Stars, Sandy Maskell Knight just be kicking. Can you believe a guy of that size playing D-line and punter? That's crazy. He's got a lot of skills in that tool bag.
Actually, probably another guy that I should give a quick shout out to while here, and I know you guys have done it before, I've heard it, is Mengo.
Hey,
Man,
Mango.
that guy's on offense, he's on defense, he's on special teams, he's everywhere, and he's always at 110%.
Yeah. For such a small guy, too, he hits real hard, doesn't he?
He's fantastic.
He's a bowling ball.
Oh man, so much trouble to tackle that dude.
When
Like
you grab him.
my old decrepit body can't get low enough. And I think there might be a few others in the same boat as me.
So full house backfield again. Going to hand it off. Here he is. Sinfield, it looks like, going through. And Higgins actually getting that
Look at
one
that.
for 15. Great gain. So Elliot Higgins' first touch of the football gets 15 yards. And look, Sean, anything on the O-line that we should be watching on those sort of plays as well?
That one there, I would be looking at how they were blocking, because you saw that I didn't see it 100%, but it looked like the B gap might have opened up rather wide on that play for him to be able to cut back through. I think you'll find that might have been an outside design play, but he's seen that opening and he's cut back through it. And mate, once you see the green pasture in front of you, you keep going.
And really, it's like a lot of options there as well. I'm watching through as well from more of an offensive skill position perspective. It's like you have those option plays, and there's like 3 running backs back there. He's going to give it to one of them. I think they went for Mikuliff, I think, on that one. And
Yeah.
really, that's where that big gap opened, as you said.
100%. And I mean, anyone who doesn't go for James is crazy, because that kid is phenomenal.
You're making me sound smarter just by sitting here and talking D-line right now. First
Mate,
and 10.
it's fantastic.
First and 10 coming up here. So, let's see. So, Mikuliff, Nelms, and Mujali in the backfield. Kennett going deep. Haneke! Oh, the Red Bull almost had it incomplete. There was a flag down. It was an offsides against the defense again, and there was a free play. That's why they went for it.
I nearly called it earlier and said he's not going to miss this one too. I'm glad I didn't.
Oh, commentator's curse. Even by default, it's a commentator's curse.
You never get in trouble for things you didn't say. You do get in trouble for things you did say. So I think, you're already showing that you're an old hat at this.
That's it.
Sean's showing some experience.
But it's good fun. But my good friend Red Bull is great to have around. You can't be angry or upset when that kid's in the area.
Definitely. It's a funny guy to talk to. Great commentator, too, we learned in the last couple of weeks when I was away. Took over play-by-play, and he did a great job. Here goes Kennett. Back to throw. Here he is again. Does he get it this time? Oh, my goodness.
There's my boy.
There's the Red Bull. Wow, what a play, Matty. Wide receiver here. High point the football. How incredible.
Yeah, really nice that he concentrated on it too, because you're getting a lot of contact there, and you've also got to put yourself in the position where you can see that the ball's coming. Now the defender knows the ball's coming, so you've still got to find a way to sell it so they're not catching on at the point that the ball arrives, and you've got that advantage. And he just does such a good job of that. He's really good with, he calls it late hands. He's really good at that.
And also, Matty, I think in that, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just you've got to try and, I think you alluded to it, was maintain that vision without letting the defender know that you're maintaining that vision. Like, that can't be easy from trying to trace the ball.
You want to see the ball, your eyes widen, and you want to get your hands up, and your eyes are going to widen anyway, so you're giving it a little bit away, but you just don't want to give away the point it arrives, and it's tricky to do.
As Mujali gets taken down for loss of 1 on that one. Great chat there, boys, by the way, on that great deep ball. And look, again, as we're talking about, just watching that last play, look, I'm picking up some of this terminology. It's more of the B gap, but that was more of a pulling motion from the guards, wasn't it?
Depends. Yeah, it's really hard. It's really a late call that has to be made on that, depending on how they're forming and how they're lining up against you.
So 2nd and 12. Let's see what they do here. Got Mujali in the backfield. Gonna fake it. Here goes Kennett through the middle. And he is going to get taken down. Great run again, Bo Kennett. He just loves dancing his way around the pocket.
So the main reason that play was able to happen and Bo was able to get those yards was if you have a look at the D end on our side, he overcommitted to the contain, which then opened up the internal gap that gave Bo the room to creep down the field. So that's it's one of the fundamentals of running that C gap is you can never overcommit. You want to get around that corner and you want to plant your feet and hold your ground, and you really need to turn them back in and back into the pile.
Yeah, and really, that's the thing about the edge position, isn't it? Between contain and rush. Yeah. That's the big difference, isn't it?
Very much so, yeah.
3rd and 8 coming up here. So, got Henneke one-on-one at the top of the screen. Going back to throw, looking Nicholas Way! High points it for the first down. Great catch again. Love having him back, don't you?
Oh my goodness. I got here a bit late today, obviously, and I saw him and I was instantly excited because you know you're going to get something special out of James every game.
I mean, he was MVP last season for a reason. He's a very special player. You would have loved to see him play some defense in flag football too and win a championship for Australia, so he can show you can do it all, right?
I was keeping up with him a bit online, mate. We've been playing in different teams together over the last 8-10 years, man, so... Wow. I've seen him from, a real young fella just coming through to where he's staying. It's fantastic.
1st and 10 coming up here. So, Micallef, he's going to line up with Henneke at the top of the screen. Very formidable double proposition there. So, going to move Nelms in motion. And the fake, the give to Nelms, he drops it! Oh, goodness, that could have been worse. But Nelms holds on to it in the end. Loss of 3. So 2nd down and 13 coming up here. Yeah, so Sean, what else should we know about the defensive line that you haven't told us about already? Or even offensive line as well.
I've played in a few different positions over the years, but being on that line is just the next level. It's really fight or flight every play. You've got to decide before that ball's about to be snapped what you're going to do, and you've got to commit to it, otherwise it can stuff up the entire play.
Wow, yeah. It is, I would say center is a pretty hard position to play. 2nd and 13 coming up. Just get back to that thought in a moment after this play as Kennett goes back to throw, going Nicholas Way! Oh, he dropped it! It was there, might have taken the hand of Gunning as well. 3rd down coming up in 13. See what happens. Yeah, going back to that point I was making, center must be a real hard position to play because you have to snap the ball and then immediately block.
Mate, it would be. I haven't had the luxury of having to push that far into the line yet, and I hope I never do because even on the edges where I reside, man, it's instant contact every snap that you're out there, and you can't hide from it. It's going to happen whether you like it or not.
3rd and 13. Going to go back to throw. Going Henneke's way. Incomplete. It's going to be 4th and 13. Might be a chance for a John Sadrunka field goal, Matty C.
Out he comes, and this drive has been looking so good. They started on their own 20 and they've driven all the way into the red zone now, so you want to leave with points, especially in a game where it doesn't take much for the Stars to get back into this. You currently lead by 2 scores. You want to push it out to just being at that 3rd score with the field goal here and make it very hard for the Stars to come back.
We'll get a Matty stats update. We didn't get one after halftime, so I'll get that one from him after this kick. So here it is, a big attempt coming up. 33 yards here, officially according to Matty C. And the kick is up, and it is no good. Just left.
I think this has been a really good competition in the way that even though the table shows it a different way, every game has been competitive, and you can't go to sleep at all. These guys, these Stars, they just keep digging deep, man. The Glads too, got a lot of good mates there, and those boys, they just keep turning up, and you've got to play to that final whistle, otherwise it could all turn around before you know it.
Yeah, and they've really closed the gap, I think. We've been talking about this as from a neutral perspective ourselves.
But Matty is in a Wolves shirt, we should let everyone know, so I don't know how neutral that is.
I've owned up to that already. I've owned up to that.
He's owned up to it, yeah.
I knew when I got up this morning 3 teams were going to hate me, and I'm okay with that.
I saw it as soon as I got to the game, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
Yeah, that's why I do not. That's why I do not partake in such activities. As they're gonna hand it off here to Williams and getting through a couple of tackles, but man, he's just a hard guy to bring down. Again, you're saying you don't want to tackle him above the waist.
That's
right?
it, and he just showed that. He just pushed 2 guys straight off him. Like, you cannot go high on that guy. You've got to wrap his bootlaces.
Here it is, 2nd down and 6. We'll get that stats update from Matty a bit later. As here goes Williams through the middle, and good job by the Centurions to stop him, but not before he is just around the marker. The timeout on the field should be a 1st down from where we're marking that. Otherwise, it'll be 3rd and 1.
Just on that tackle there with Brent, it was good to see Hannah got nice and low.
Yes.
She made first contact, which really slowed that run of his down and gave a couple of the other defenders time to come in and back her up.
Yeah, it's a great job by her, and looking as well down low. Yeah, few of the defensive linemen just watching replays just to see. Yes, definitely. She was in there, had a few more guys in there as well. Great job. Great job up front, really, from you guys all season, Sean. I mean, you've let up the least amount of points in the league. You stopped what Matty called the highest scoring offense in the country statistically in the Wolves last week as well, or last game, shall I say, 2 weeks ago against them.
It is something we're very proud of, mate, and yeah, you can go out there and score all the points, but for us on defense, if we want to go out there and make it as hard as possible for them and keep them as low as possible.
Yeah. And it feels like every game you guys play is just a grind, really. It feels like there's no easy wins for you guys.
No, but that's what we train for.
Yeah. Every game's got to be tough. 1st and 10 coming up. It's got Gunning going in motion. Hand up goes to McInnes. Bounces out. Great tackle there.
Tyler McShane.
McShane once again.
The vet.
How good is it to have him back as well? There's a few guys returning to this defense.
Yeah, Tyler's a great dude. Known him for a long time, and just all heart when he's on the field, that guy.
Yeah, we got to know him a bit more this year as well as the president of the league. He's been doing a great job running this competition as well. So shout out Tyler there. Making plays. Made a play on the 2-point conversion as well to stop that one. Be 2nd down and 11 coming up. So Flynn in at tight end. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Dodden looking, and he gets it near Flynn, and Hayden Rangi with that stop there. It's 3rd and 11 coming up. Great pass breakup.
Just back on Tyler, we can't give him too much credit because he is currently playing in my position.
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah. Look, he's just below average at the moment, I'd say, for this game because I need that spot back next week.
I mean, he can play anywhere in that defense. Don't worry. He'll move back to safety as soon as he can, right? Right?
As long as he gets to hit someone, he's happy.
3rd and 11. So you have Henneke playing in your spot now.
Things are grim.
Back to throw. Dodden looking over the middle, incomplete. Bring up 4th and 11.
Now I get to hear at training how easy my position is from Henneke for about 2 hours. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I think you do it better. Don't worry.
Thank you.
I've got your back. I would say he had a great one-on-one just then, and
look, if I had to pick his play apart, he was definitely too upright in that. He was too high.
Yeah.
You need to be a lot lower, otherwise you're going to get driven back, and you don't want that.
It's a good point. Yeah. I was like, he was slowing down a little bit on the rush. I thought if it was you'd just push through, right?
I'd definitely try.
Yes. Well, let's see what Dodden's punt goes this time. Imagine if it takes a right degree turn. Kind of does at the end there. It's going to be down at the 25. Yeah, it's been a good start for the boys this season so far. I think that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Yeah, what have you really seen from the guys just all across the board? What's really changed from last year to this year to really drive the team forward?
I couldn't tell you. I wasn't here last year, unfortunately. But I do know that the team has definitely come back into what I would call just a big mateship. Like, everybody wants to be out there and they want to win it for the guy beside them. There's no people trying to take on these solo expeditions and be a hero. Like, we just want everyone to succeed in purple when we're out there.
Yeah, I think that's something I did notice when I went down to training as well. You weren't there that night, unfortunately, but yeah, it's a cold night, but the boys and the girls as well. So everyone was just really sticking in and just really doing their job. They've really just built a great culture, haven't they?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It feels exactly the same way as when I left it in 23, mate, to be honest. Just good group of people that just want to be out there and play for the person beside you.
And what brought you back to the game? Was it that aspect of it?
To be completely honest, I couldn't find another activity or sport that I could do that would give me the same rush that I get playing gridiron. It is a unique beast, and I can't find anything to compare.
1st and 10 coming up here. From the 24-yard line, Kennett with Jackson in the backfield with him. 2 receivers either side. Handoff, here goes Mango. His first carry in a long time in this game. And he gets a good push from the line. You love those type of plays, don't you, Sean, where you're just pushing one way or the other. It's like a tug of war, isn't it?
Yeah, man. There's nothing better than especially being the second player in. Like, if you see that your teammate's got a hold of him and slowed it up, and you get that shot of a rib cage or something like that, mate. That is a defensive end's dream.
2nd and 2 coming up. Gain of 8 there for Mango Jackson. Yeah, Matty, we're just talking about that rush you get from the game. Do you miss it that much?
I think about it every week, and then I get down on the field and talk to the guys before the game, and I realise that it is best left to them. But I think about it every week.
He misses it, basically, but he doubts his abilities to play. Just a translation for you guys at home. Handoff again. Here goes Mango. The boss really riding through. Wow. He really can't. I think I'd call him the boss, honestly. Like, he deserves that nickname. I'm sorry, Matty. He got that nickname for wearing Jerome Bettis' jersey one day to training. I'm just going to pass that on to Mango because he can carry defenders on his back.
Pre the injury to Scatterbo, he was getting Mango Scatterbo at training.
Yes.
But we want him to stay injury free. That'd be lovely.
Yeah, and probably not be as crazy as Scatterbo.
Let him live.
Let him live. First down coming up from the 41. And the fake. Kenneth still got it in the pocket. Good dump off. Here's Nelms again. And what a hit over the top. Wow. Oh, no, that's not good. That's not good. Oh, man, you don't want to see this. No. Yes, Bridgestock came in over the top. It looks like, this is not a sight anyone wants to see.
No.
Nelms, he's in so much pain right now.
That's not good. That's not good. Good dude too, Nelmsy. Great guy to be around. Very knowledgeable at training. He's always there to help out. This isn't good.
Yeah,
You can see the effects there it's having on Bo.
Yeah, Bo's a good guy. He's always goes hard on his sleeve and everything.
He's all about the team, and I cannot give him enough credit for that. Like,
Definitely.
let's just hope this isn't too serious for Jackson.
Yeah, definitely not. I did have the chance to play with him as well. Play in flag football, that was. I played for the Centurions for a season.
Oh, nice.
I always like to bring up that I played for the Centurions and the Gladiators last year in some flag. Yeah, played with Nelmsy and
you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, the boys, they really got around me, even though I wasn't nearly as good as them. But I had Tyler, Will, Sam, Nelmsy. Oh gosh, Ben, of course.
Man, that's good.
Lockie, of course. I have to have Lockie on that team.
Lockie's my guy.
Yeah.
Love that dude.
Who else did I have on that team? I think Wilson. Yes, of course I had Wilson on the team. Yeah, but I had Nelmsy, and he was an awesome player on that team as well.
Yeah.
And really hope he's okay. He was a great teammate of mine as well.
Always his own hardest critic too.
And everyone's cheering. Yeah, he's up. Let's go.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign that he's walking away from that.
Yeah, I hope so, because, I mean, Yeah, hopefully. Just really, it's sometimes like, yeah, with those type of knee injuries as well, like watching the NFL and you see guys get up afterwards and then you find out after the game, really that hit, like they tore something really bad. It's like,
Look, we play a game where we do silly things and we make big hits and we go out there and the objective is to hit the person across from you as hard as you can and stop them. But you never, ever, ever want to see a guy injured and carried off the field.
Yeah. We had one earlier in the game, in the earlier game with Isaac as well. Isaac D'Alvio, he got hurt a little bit as well. You get any update on that one, Macy?
No, I didn't get to speak to him before he was gone, but I did see him up and walking about during the second half, which was a good sign.
Oh, Bo! Wow, he really got that close to the marker. He's about half a yard short. Great play by him, Bo Kennett.
Great recovery.
And 3rd and 1. This is what I like to say, Sean. I don't know if you've been listening to every play that comes up in 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 situations, but I always say this is where a game is won and lost. Do you agree?
100%, man. These are the ones where you get down in your stance and the hand gets a bit shaky, and you want to make sure that you execute your play to the 110%.
Definitely. And coming in for Nelms after he got injured, got Siamka and McShane coming. And Siamka just going around, handoff, fake, and Kennett, he drops it a little bit. Oh, he picked it up. He was lucky that Bridgestock didn't see it. Oh, no. On the
motion. You could see as he came around on the motion, as he turned to go back around the quarterback, he grabbed down his calf, and it looks like Julian's going to take himself out now. It's a pity because he's, again, one of the stand-up guys in the league. I'm in touch with him a lot after games. We talk quite a lot between week. To do with the social media component that he does for the Centurions as well. You can't find a nicer bloke. And all the injuries he's had, it's great to see him here. So it's a pity.
I believe was it Julian that did his leg down in this corner? Was it Julian that snapped it in half?
Yeah, he was out of the game for about 18 months.
I remember playing that game, and man, that was one of the gnarliest things I've ever heard.
So 1st and 10 covered up from the 48. 2 receivers either side. So Kennett. Quick one. Oh, McAuliffe again. Couldn't get it.
That's good pressure. That's good pressure by the UCD line. They're really getting up and they're getting penetration through the line that he's put in the pressure on McAuliffe. He's turning the corner to try and catch it, and he's already got a blue jersey in his face. So it makes him second guess what he's going to do.
And maybe he's had like 2 or 3 drops in this game, so he's still adjusting to it. So I think that might be the scary side. He's beating defenders with ease, but he still hasn't played his best, I think.
It's just match fitness, man. Like it's
he's still coming up.
Yeah, he's just got to get a few quarters under his belt and it'll start coming back to him.
Not going to give him much today, much criticism.
My goodness, and there it is. That is awesome D-line pressure. They all hit their gaps. They held their gaps. No one overcommitted, and they were able to force that play. That was beautiful.
3rd down coming up, and 21 after an 11-yard loss on the sack. Wow. Matty, you got any statistical updates?
I don't know whether you count that as a pass play or a run play, but I was just looking at the way the teams are split up their play calling. We've got Stents with 25 runs and 21 passing plays going into that play. Stars 24 runs and 17 pass. So it's both the teams been quite run heavy today, and I like to see that. Last week with the Centurions, it was very pass heavy, and they kind of got away from the running game.
As McShane gets it on the screen, let's see what he can do. Turning up the field, and good catch and run. He went from 3rd and 21 to 4th and 8, a gain of 13.
I'd like to think, Matty, that the win today has probably played a pivotal part in why we are at such a run-heavy game because, man, it's like a little cyclone down in there when that ball's going through the air.
And we talk about that each week too, just about where the wind's going and how strong it is because it does impact the passing game, it impacts the kicking game. We've seen Zadrunka have that extra point. He's missed an extra point, but he also had that field goal as well. We saw in the earlier game totally push an extra point wide as well. So the wind, although you can't always see it on the telly, when you look across the far side of the screen, you can see that there's heavy trees over there and they're getting blown around quite a bit. It can be quite deceiving. It does make the passing game hard.
As Jasper Harris kicks it up and not much distance, really.
From a receiver perspective, Matty, what sort of...
Oh, whoa, they're still going here. It was out of bounds, I think. They whistled it.
Yeah, I thought it went out and came back in. So from a receiver perspective, Matty, what do you take into account when it's a windy day? Like, obviously, it doesn't affect us. We just run forward and hit.
Yeah.
But what for you guys, like, how do you negate the wind and work with it or without it? Like,
Yeah, you really have to think a lot about it when, especially on the longer passing play, right? Because I think we've seen this in the earlier game. There are a couple of opportunities in the back left corner of the end zone to the right end of the screen here where the ball sailed over wide receivers. Earlier too, we'd seen one where the play was on for Henneke and it just was a bit long for him. And it's you've got to remember that when you're the wide receiver chasing down that ball. We certainly saw when Damon Smith thought he was going to be able to track it down, but the ball actually drifted from him and he ended up having to speed up to still not get there, where potentially if he'd stayed at a higher speed or he'd remembered that as that ball got into the air, he would have been able to track it. So
McInnes goes through. Great tackle over the top by Dundas Smith and Siemka, but he'll get that first down. Sorry, Matty C, go ahead.
Yeah. But then on the other end of it too, you've got to remember to be prepared to come back for the ball when you're going the other direction. That's something that I think a lot of receivers, they remember to turn and stop, but your route's not over. You've got to come back until that ball hits you, and that's not as easy to remember to do either.
As McInnes goes through again, and McInnes getting the holes, he's going down, and Siemko, another big tackle in open field, but McInnes making big yardage, Matty C.
They're going to run to the line.
They're going to run to the line, so yes.
Keep an eye on the UC Stars O-line here. These guys are doing a really good job of getting to the outside shoulder of the D lineman and turning them in a direction that they don't want to be in, which is in turn, the last play there really opened up that C gap, that outside gap for him to run around, and the play before that, I believe, he went straight through the B gap because there was quite a large hole there.
Yeah, like, I'm watching it now, it's like, they managed to get Donnie Saunders. He's trying to go through the middle, but then they push him outside. That's exactly what you're talking about.
Not only that, they're also turning him to the opposite direction that he wants to be going. So when you try and regain your feet from that, you've already got 3-4 extra steps you've got to try and account for. So it makes it really hard to track someone down when they've already got that head start on you.
Yeah, and especially, it must be a little harder sometimes just to stop your momentum, especially because D linemen are big. They're very strong. Like in Saunders' case, he's very tall guy, so he's got long strides.
Yep.
Those sort of factors as well.
And that plays a big role in the contain thing between the stopping your forward momentum and also you get around that corner and you see a quarterback and they've still got the ball and you've got to try and stop yourself from running straight at them, man. It's hard.
So here's Dodden. Here's Brent Williams in the backfield. And back to throw. Here goes Dodden. Jamal Batchel giving pressure, and the ball in the middle, touchdown Gunning, there's definite holding though, we got to bring it back. I
think you'll find that Jamal there was held for about 13 days.
Maybe tackled. That's the word I sometimes
I think it was a strong hold into a firm tackle. I'll give you that.
Exactly. He was held, and then the guy just brought him down.
Yeah. And that's a frustrating part in both, especially on the D line, is, you get around that corner and you start to see the open space and you've got someone hanging off your neck or your face cage. It's really frustrating.
Yeah, and that's something I've been noticing a little bit in this game as well. It's just, there's some holds that I've seen that are just really obvious because the D lineman beats them and they've just got to get a hold of Jersey.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 1st and 20 coming up here.
I don't know what you want Jiao Lee to do there either. He's holding that block for as long as he can, and Jamal Batchelor, oh my god.
Oh, here goes Brent Williams. The run game is really open up for them as they're going to get another 10 on that one. Matty, they're running the football with ease.
Yeah, it's a 27th run play today, and Brent Williams carving up there after we just saw back-to-back runs for a total of 30 yards and more from Mason McGuinness.
14-yard gain. Here goes Dodden. Back to throw. Saunders off the edge. Saunders gets the sack. He gets the sack and the strip. Oh, no, he did not. He'll be third down.
The ball definitely came out.
He almost got that triple crown you talk about. Sack, strip, recovery.
And that was a really good job. He did what we call surfing. So he's come around the corner and he's down low. He's at about hip height. of the guy opposite him. And he gets around there and just makes a beeline for it, and he can pull off a play like that. And for a tall guy like him to get that low, it's impressive.
Yeah, he's got real great agility, doesn't he, as well?
Yeah.
This is why I'm telling them coaches, them under-20s Australian national team coaches, get him on the plane for next year. He's going to cook. Let him cook, man.
My word.
3rd and 11 coming up. Dodden back to throw. Under pressure again. He's going to bail this time. And he's going to run. And he's going to go forward. First down and even more. Oh! Siemko with a touchdown saving tackle. But Dodden gets inside goal to go range. This is danger times for the Centurions.
And here we go. No huddle.
Ball at the 8. First and goal from the 8. Handoff, Williams! Oh! Almost through. 4-yard gain. Second down and goal from the 4.
That previous play, that was brilliant. I'm not sure what the QB's name is for the UC. Dudden. Man, that was great eyes up football from him, and he really read the downfield well.
Yeah, and he's a great runner of the football. I'm just watching that back again. He saw that hole really open up. How
did that hole open up? See, that's the overcommitment on the contain that I was talking about.
Yeah, wheels out too far.
Way too far, and he gets pushed
too deep.
He's pushed behind
everyone else. They want to get about 3
else.
yards deep in that instance, yeah?
Yep. Or even if you just get around the outside and plant your butt beside theirs, you just need to enclose that gap so they don't want to run out wide.
Come under you, yeah.
Yeah, you got big guys inside you. Use them. Push them into them.
Second down and goal. Dodden, Flynn! 1 yard short, I think, or 2 yards short. I'm not sure where they're going to spot him. I think it's around the 1 or 2 yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and goal. I've got to say it again. This is like games are won and lost, and it's a 22-6 game.
My goodness, yeah. Look at score here, man, and that can really turn the tables for the Stars.
Maddie, we're talking about it early in the first half. They had the chance where they were first and goal around like the 8. They didn't run it with it's 3rd and goal at the 8, and they didn't run with Williams. They're going to run with him here, right?
I mean, we said that we would do that 100% of the time on 3rd down and probably 50% of the time on 4th down. I don't think that changes here.
And they didn't run on either 3rd or 4th
Pass
down.
on both.
So let's see. Handoff, Williams, and there he goes, diving touchdown, Stars! And finally, a score on the board in the second half. The Stars are coming back, but they have to get the 2-point conversion to stay in it.
Great run by Brent there. He really hit the side of that line hard. He found that one little bit of room on the side where he could fold over and played it really well.
Yeah, and how important are these 2-point conversions? You think they probably have one more possession in them, the Stars. They have to get it here.
And let's not forget about this wind. It's only just kicked up harder again since the last time we spoke about it.
Yeah, and right now I can feel it all the way up here. Everyone in the grandstand can feel it. As here goes Williams.
The 2 points. There it is.
2 points. Talk about the blocking on that one.
Mate, there's not much you could really do with that. From what I could see, everyone was tied up. He's hit the outside. It's a tough thing to stop, especially with a guy as big as Brent in that situation. But look, the only thing you could do is maybe someone should have played a bit more outside the B and tried to turn out. But you can only deal with the cards that are in front of you, my man.
Yeah, and Matty, what a drive from the Stars. They really were able to pound the football.
Yeah, 63 yards and most of that damage done running it. We love that. And, I mean, there were some big gains on that drive. We saw more than 30 yards between 2 carries from Mason McGuinness. And then we saw that great 14-yard rush and the touchdown plus the 2-pointer against the Octopus, mate, getting 8 points there for Brent Williams. And it really keeps him in it. This is where that missed field goal becomes really important, because when it was 22 to 6 and you're saying, well, it's a 16-point lead, it's 2 touchdowns, you really needed to get that field goal to push it out to 3. Now you're in danger of potentially, anything can happen here in a 1-score game. You're not safe, even at 22 to 6, they just weren't safe.
So 22-14, the Stars, they've had the knack of coming back. We saw it last week. Can they do it again?
You can never count them out, man.
They've got great heart, haven't they?
Oh, phenomenal.
And a win, of course, for them officially clinches 3rd place. and a playoff spot. As Stewart gets it, Stewart's going to return this. Good blocking there from the kick return team. And Stewart turning upfield. He's got Dutton to beat. Dutton monsters him, trying to rip that football out. But great job by Stewart. Great return.
Great read.
How about the blocking on this right side? I'm just going to try and see if we can catch the player on the replay. It's Will Clode. He pancaked the guy. He pancaked the guy. Wow. Just put the kicking team's chaser on the back.
Good vision there from Stewart to look up and see that it was congested on the line that he'd already determined he was going to run, and to change that on the fly and swing to the outside.
Yes, and here it is. If you're the Centurions, which Sean, you're part of them, you'd love to see a big play come out soon.
Oh, 100%. Like, obviously, the dream is a tutty, but worst case scenario, you want to at least push them down and have them playing out of their 10.
So 1st and 10. Oh, great play on the defensive line, Grant Clark.
My goodness.
How about that name? You played with him, against him.
I love
Such a top
that.
competitor.
So good. He's out there and he's 110% every play, man. And he gets those sorts of plays, and you just got to sit there and smile.
I mean, he's a guy that's been around the league for so long, and he's still playing at such a high level. Last game for the Stars, got them back in it with a fumble recovery touchdown, got in the end zone. It's a great moment for him. 2nd and 14 coming up here for Kennett. Oh, some movement early.
Caught him.
Wow. Let's see. It's going to be a false start against the offense. Yeah, so we're just going to get the flag. Yeah, they've really bottled up. As Matty, you talk about James Mujali here on the side. Take it away.
Oh yeah, just saying. So he's only had 3 carries in the second half, which I think kind of shows that they're doing a job of taking the big skilled players away in the second half. Like the only score has been that safety. It's actually these 3 rushes for negative 10 yards, which is amazing. A -4, a -2, and a -4. So they really bottled him up.
2nd and 19. A long way to go here for Kennett and this offense. Back to throw. Kennett looking. Gets it in the hands of Mikulev. A little high. But wow, he probably should have caught that, Matty.
He 100% should have. It wasn't a little high. That's being very kind. That is, you got to catch that, get it down, and turn upfield. He's already looking upfield. This is the problem. I think he's already starting to think about what the next move is. It's a concentration drop.
And back to the run that you were talking about before, Matty, like that, I'm going to keep harping on about it because I play on the D-line and I feel that we're the best part of a game. But that's that pressure. Like, they're getting in, everyone is getting in the right spot and they're holding that container. And you can't run through a wall in this game. Like, you've got to get through your own players, through their players. Like, they're going to stop it every time.
Well, I think they're really benefiting from the experience of Thomas Grant being back on that defensive line too. There's so many plays where he's taken up a second body and engaging a second player that allows the statistic to get brought up by somebody else, and he's influencing it a lot.
100%.
And Kennett going deep. Mikulev! Oh, he's got it. The biggest catch of the game. Unbelievable gain of 21. Wow. That's just what he does. He dropped one just then. He makes up for it with an even bigger play than he would have got if he had caught the other one. Just an incredible player he is, James Mikulev. We've probably talked about him enough, Matty C.
Well, I don't tire of talking about him, so I'm glad he's back. And you go from making that concentration drop a moment ago to he gets a lovely piece of luck too, because there's a bit of a collision in the secondary between Henneke and then the 2 corners make contact, and it just slows down his covering corner enough that he's actually got a lot of time to watch someone just drop in, and he'll be extra locked in once you've dropped the last one. You tend to focus a lot harder.
And here's Kennett looking quick one. Here he is again. James Mikulev in space. He's going to get a good catch and run there. 14 yards, as Matty says.
And full credit to Clarkey there. He did a fantastic job getting through the line to put the pressure on Bo. He was only a couple of seconds away from a sack there.
And he's telling his D-line, got to get up there. Got to make sure. Yeah, it's interesting. Probably the linebackers is more talking about getting there on that second level to stop Mikulev on that play.
Yeah. Yeah, they've really got to stick to his hip like glue and shut that down.
First and 10 from the 30. Great drive so far from Mikuliv and Kennett. Handoff this time. Here goes Mujali, and Mujali's going to gain some yards this time. And he's going to get a good gain there of about 3 or 4. Maybe 2. 2-minute warning.
I think there's quite a few bodies out there that would have been happy to hear that 2-minute warning. It's just even on the sideline, it was very warm over there.
The Stars have 3 timeouts as well. Very important to keep track of the timeouts. Centurions have taken a timeout in this half. So we'll bring up 2nd down and 8 coming up. Mikuliv and Henneke at the bottom of the screen. Mujali in the backfield. Let's see what they go with. High snap. Oh, his ball's out! Mujali falls onto it. A big play for Mujali. Just a loss of 1 there. But, wow. This is danger times.
This
right
is,
now.
yeah.
They've
Not ideal.
They came back from 14 points down with about 2.5 minutes left in last game 2 weeks ago. Let's see what the Stars can do. Can they get the stop they need? Here goes Kennett! Kennett's going to take it for the first down and ice the game probably. There's Bo Kennett. Just what a play by him.
Great
14.
read. Great eyes up footy there.
Just such a great player, isn't he? He reads the field so well.
He does.
We're talking about it earlier in the first half. I think the game's really slowed down for him today, and he's done a great job.
It is, and like even being on the sideline and listening to him talk to the receivers and telling them where they need to be, like he's across everything.
He's got a great mind.
10 carries for 56 yards as well. So he's taking the opportunities when they're there. Also has 12 completions now for 190 yards in the 2 first half touchdowns.
And handoff here goes Mujali, and he goes through, dives for the touchdown! There goes the Centurions, and that's a